Wait is finally over. From now on, it is win or go home. Game 1 of the Cape League playoffs comes to you here from McKeon Park in Hyannis. Hello and welcome into Pregame Tomahawk Talk. I'm Adam Gotkin alongside Cam Manna and Nathan Schwartz. And Cam, Bourne takes on the Harbor Hawks today, a squad that this season, and even going back to last year and the year before, the Bravos have had the number of.
It's truly been the playoff rivalry these last few summers. 2022, 2023 West Finals. The Braves take that in 3 games to head to the Cape League titles. But now it's going to be a one-game playoff. This is completely new. This is a new format. It's win or go home. Scott Landers talked about when the lights are the brightest, who's going to shine right now. So Bourne or Hyannis, it's 9 innings of baseball to find out. Bourne won this summer series, 3 wins, no losses, 2 ties. So they've had Hyannis' number the last 3 summers into this game today.
Hyannis was spectacular at home this season as well. They did not win just 4 of their games. 2 of those were the 2 times that Bourne came here to McKeon Park. And Nate, recently, this Bravo squad has been the best in the league.
Yeah, they don't lose any of their last 8 games. They win 10 of their last 12. This offense has been insane lately. They scored 64 runs over those last 8 games where they didn't lose, and they played really well here at McKeon Park. Just on Friday, they blow that 5-0 lead to wind up in that 6-6 tie. But before that game ended due to fog, the offense started clicking again. We had Cam Kosher with runners on second and third with only 1 away. Who knows what would have happened in that game if that was able to get finished. But now we will see a finished baseball game here today. And as you said, Adam, it's win or go home.
And Sean and I will talk about this a little bit later, but the big key with Bourne's offensive success recently, scoring runs early in the game. For Bourne, they go with Ethan McIlvaine on the bump today to get things started to hopefully stop Hyannis' offense early on, and he's been one of the best pitchers on the Cape this season.
3 starts so far, a .77 ERA right now. He's got at least 4 innings for the Braves. Tim Corbin at Vanderbilt calls him the bull, and he's the right guy you want in a game like this. It's sudden death. You want your best start right now. McIlvaine has shown that. He's been the Braves' ace since he's been here through those 3 starts. First time he'll face this Hyannis group, so that's a factor here in this one. But Bourne starting pitchers and the Bourne's pitching staff, 16 of your last 18 games, you allow 4 runs or less. That's been a big part of this offense right now to be able to succeed. But McIlvaine, the right guy, the bull on the mound for this one.
McIlvaine was one of the youngest pitchers on the Team USA squad. He's an expected first-round pick in the MLB draft in a couple of years, so we'll see what he can do today. First pitch coming up at 5:45 here at McKeon Park. Pregame Tomahawk Talk rolls on. Adam Gotkin here with Sean Brennan on Pregame Tomahawk Talk ahead of Bourne taking on Hyannis here in the first round of the playoffs. Win or go home, a 1-game series to send one team to the West Division Finals. And as expected, Bourne goes with its ace, Ethan McIlvaine. Hyannis goes with its star pitcher, Aaron Savary.
Yeah, and Savary has been one of the best pitchers on the Cape. No 2 ways about it. He has the 2nd lowest ERA on the entire Cape. He can strike guys out. He has a nice pitch mix. He has a sinker and a sweeper to complement a low 90s fastball. The question for him is going to be, is he going to command his stuff? He has walked the most guys on the Cape, so there is a little bit of concern with that control. But if he is commanding his pitches, he's going to strike guys out. He's going to get a lot of whiffs, but that's the big question mark for Aaron Savary today.
Bourne has had a lot of success against Hyannis as starting pitchers so far this season. They've had a lot of success against starting pitchers in general recently. Savary probably only going to go 4 or 5 innings at max. He usually does not get above 60 to 70 pitches, so if Bourne can have success early, they'll have a lot of success as a team. Hyannis, on the other hand, offensively, what they do best is just get on base.
They do. They have the highest on-base percentage in the entire league, and they get those opportunities. That's great. But what they also do is convert. They're very good with runners in scoring position. They have been this entire season. Obviously, those numbers are exceptional at home, like you and the other guys talked about before this. So they're going to get on base. Ethan McIlvaine's whip isn't that bad, but it's 1.2, so there's going to be guys that get on base, but Bourne really has to limit the damage and not let them convert on those opportunities.
And this, of course, the 6th meeting between these 2 squads this season. Divisionally, they've played 5 times, and in each of those 5 matchups, pretty similar games.
Yeah, you've really gotten one of 2 outcomes this entire season. When you look at those 3 ties that Bourne has, 2 of them have come against Hyannis, and it's been very similar. They've gone up big early and then faltered of late, battled to that tie. The first time was in June, and they couldn't figure it out through 10 innings. And then obviously the last time that they tied was last week. It was here in Hyannis. They went just over 7 innings, and then the fog rolled in. And then the other times, Bourne has really just shut down Hyannis from the get-go. Pitching shined and really didn't give them any daylight at the plate. So we'll see what kind of game we get, either of those two, or maybe just a slugfest all around. We're not sure. It's playoff baseball, so anything can happen.
Well, it should be an interesting one. First pitch moved up to 5:45 because of the rain around the Cape this morning. As you can see behind us, the field looks pretty good. The grass not too slippery. They've done a good job, but the cloud's still here. We could expect some more rain, potentially some fog rolling in as we get deeper into the night. That's why they moved this game forward. We have to play 9 innings no matter what, so there's a chance we could be back here tomorrow morning. It'll be interesting to see. First pitch coming up at 5:45. Make sure to tune into the Bourne Braves broadcast on YouTube or on Cape League TV.
There's not much better than win or go home baseball, and that's what we have for you tonight, folks, here from McKeon Park. It's the Bourne Braves and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Sudden death baseball here in the opening round of the Cape League playoffs. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. As always, alongside Nathan Schwartz, I'm Cam Manna with you. It's Hyannis, it's Bourne, third straight summer. These two squads know playoff baseball, and they know one another in the month of August.
Yes, they do, Cam. It's been the West Division Finals in each of the last 2 years. Just a year ago in 2023, Hyannis takes Game 1 of that West Final before Bourne comes back, wins Games 2 and Game 3. And then in 2022, in addition to the West Division Final, it was Bourne sweeping in 2 games to get to their first title appearance, to which they won. It will be Bourne trying to go for a 4th straight title appearance here in 2024. These two teams have a lot of history down the stretch in the month of August, and we're in tap for another great matchup here tonight.
Let's talk about the importance of getting hot here in August. In 2022 and 2023, this Braves roster after the All-Star break went a combined 25-7-1 to win a Cape League title. Right now, this Braves squad 18-8-2 to finish the season since July 1st. They are the hottest team. They are the best team to finish the month and head in to the Cape League playoffs.
And they're 7-0-1 in their last 8 games. They finished the season second best in the entire league in run differential. And this is an offense that is scoring runs in bunches right now. In those last 8 games, they're averaging 8 runs per game. They've only scored less than 6 runs one time, and that was Game 1 of that doubleheader sweep on Saturday against Orleans. So this lineup has found its stride. This pitching staff has leveled out. They have the best ERA in the Cape throughout the regular season. And again, Hyannis is a great matchup because it's 2 of the best teams and 2 of the hottest teams in the Cape right now.
And you speak about pitching staff. The Bravos give the ball to the motor. The lefty out of Vanderbilt and Ethan McIlvain. He'll make his 4th start here tonight. Talk about ERA, a .77 earned run average in his first 3 starts. He'll make his 4th and his biggest start here tonight.
The motor, the bull, whatever you want to call him, he's got that fire, that energy that he brings to the mound. He's only given up 1 earned run in 11 2/3 innings. The strikeout numbers, 15 in those 11 2/3 innings. He's been stellar. We haven't seen him pitch in about a week and a half, so he's on plenty of rest, and he should have a very long leash here tonight.
And the pitcher on the Hyannis side, the right-hander Aaron Savory out of Iowa. He was a fantastic guy. He was the All-Star Game starter in the West Division, 2nd in qualified pitchers for ERA on Cape Cod, and their ace also gets the ball, and that's what matters most here in sudden death.
Power on power. He's also 6th in the Cape in strikeouts with 32. The one number that he's most vulnerable in, however, is the walks. He's given up 20 in about 25 innings this summer, rather. So if you can get walks early and get that pitch count up, Hyannis really has everybody available. Meanwhile, on the Bourne side, McIlvain could go with a long leash, and you have the guys like Griffin Hugus, John Abraham, Justin West to follow. So should be a treat today on the pitching side.
And the last thing we'll talk about is this lineup for the Braves. It's a little bit of a different one, but you got to say the hottest hitters are in this lineup, and the importance of playoff baseball. We could see some of the hottest hitters on the Cape off the bench, including John Schroeder.
Exactly, and you talk about the guys that are in the lineup, but the guys that are not in this lineup. David Lewis, who's 6 for his first 13 on Cape Cod. Mason Neville's found his stride as of late. John Schroeder had those 2 home runs the other day against Katuitt. Davis Gillespie's been a steady bat all year long. And then Cam Kojal, somebody who we thought would be a sure starter in this game, could come off the bench later, but you look at the guys that are in this lineup. You have Conrad Houston, Holcomb, Meggers, 4 guys at the top that didn't play in that season finale. They're on plenty of rest. And Chris Stanfield battling a little bit of an injury he suffered back in the doubleheader. He's back in the lineup in that 9th spot. And, man, what a treat we have in store today. Win or go home baseball here at McKeon Park, Bourne and Hyannis for the third straight year in the postseason.
Number 1 versus number 4. There's one option. 9 innings of baseball. One team moving on to play tomorrow for the West Division Finals. First pitch coming up at 5:45. The Harbor Hawks and the Braves coming up on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Win or go home here from McKeon Park. It's the opening round of the Cape League playoffs. Hyannis and Bourne from McKeon Park, a game that will decide a winner. One squad playing tomorrow for the West Division Finals, 9 innings to decide a winner and a team's season here today. Once again, thanks so much for joining us on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Alongside Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you. A Tuesday night here that was rain coming in. This field is set and ready to go for a 5:45 first pitch and it's Aaron Savary, the righty out of Iowa, the ace, the all-star starting pitcher, taking them out for the Harbor Hawks.
Coming in with a 2-1 record, a 1.42 ERA across 25 and a third innings pitched. His regular season was great, and obviously a big reason why he was named that all-star game starter. Coming in with 32 strikeouts, that's sixth most in the Cape, second in ERA at that 1.42. He's got a lot of downwards movement on his pitches. It's a fastball, a sinker, a curveball, and a slider as well. That slider plays really well against right-handed hitters.
And his Bourne lineup, at the moment, what they have done, scoring first, 13-0-1 when they score first in their previous 21 games. They've scored 64 in their last 8. Here's the lineup that they bring for this one-game playoff. Ethan Conrad bats first for the third time in the last 5 games. He'll DH. Merrick Houston, the Demon Deacon, will play shortstop and bat second. Braden Holcomb, what he's brought to the table, batting third, playing third base. Last time he was here, a 2-run shot. Chase Meggers in the cleanup hole doing the catching. Tristan Becerra in the heart of this order playing left field. Garrett Michelle bats sixth, plays first base. Blake Barthel in the 7th spot playing second. Isaiah Jackson does the work in right field and bats 8th. And Chris Stanfield anchors in center, and he will bat 9th. These two squads, third time in a row they'll face off in postseason baseball, and Bourne thus far has had their number.
They win the West Division Finals in each of the last 2 seasons. Back in 2022, it was a 2-game sweep. Last year, Hyannis took Game 1 9-6 before Bourne wins by 10 runs in Game 2 and 8 runs in Game 3. They went on to win the title in both of those seasons. So a win here today, who knows, that could be year 3.
The Braves in their road blues with the gray pants coming in here with the red striping. And Hyannis in their home orange uniforms with the blue striping, white and blue hats, and the pinstripe pants. Ethan Conrad, the Demon Deacon. His first game was here back on June 24th. The lefty with the black cleats will step in. And Aaron Savary, the ace righty, on the bump. Bourne's quest for a three-peat starts now here from McKeon Park. First pitch line, Conrad with a bang. Right center field rolls into the outfield. Kepley cuts it off. And Ethan Conrad, that hot summer continues, a leadoff single.
91-mile-an-hour fastball, middle, 105 off the bat for Ethan Conrad. What a way to start postseason baseball for the Bravos.
Your first pitch at 5:47, 70 degrees, cloudy, 10-mile-per-hour winds blowing out here tonight from McKeon Park. Here's the Demon Deacon, the shortstop, Merrick Houston. Go back from the right side, stand tall. Savary, first time he's from the stretch. And just his second pitch here tonight. That slider comes in, called strike on the inner half. Houston rides in on a 14-game on base streak, but 2 for his last 14 games. Looking to heat up here for the Braves in the 2 spot in this order. 3-step lead for Conrad, has 19 stolen bags this summer. 0-1 comes in, flares outside.
And for Houston, just trying to get back on track. He hasn't played in the last couple of games. Comes in 3 for his last 21, but still putting good contact on the baseball.
Last time he played was Game 1 against Orleans, going 0 for 2. That game over the weekend. Savary's 1-1 pitch. Houston way out in front on the curveball. There's that breaking ball mix, that 4-pitch mix from Savary. He has Houston here in a 1-2 count. Savary 2-1, a 1.42 ERA. That's second among qualified pitchers. Conrad once again off first. Top 1 just underway. Savary in the pitch. Conrad going. Strike 3 from Houston. Throw down to second base. It's a shoot. It's a strike. Cannon Peebles guns out Conrad. Strike him out. Throw him out for Aaron Savary. And just like that, there's 2 down here in the top of the first. And before Braden Holcomb steps in, we'll take a look at this Hyannis defense. From left to right in your outfield, Josh Tate, Kane Kepley, and Eddie Pellick. And from third to first in the infield, Michael DiTallo, Mason White, and J.P. Acosta up the middle. Dalton Bargo plays first, and Cannon Peebles, the Vole, with that gun to throw out Conrad for out number 2.
Both teams coming ready to play. Conrad first pitch with the single. Peebles makes a great defensive play for the second out.
Here's the hottest hitter on the Cape, the righty Braden Holcomb. First pitch bounces on the plate. Last time Holcomb was here, 2 for 4 with a 2-run shot in the first inning in the 6-6 tie. The Braves 3-0-2 this summer against this Hyannis group. They are just one of 2 teams to beat Hyannis here on the road this summer. This Harbor Hawks team at 16-3-1 at home. 1-0 from Savary, up and inside. It's a 2-0 count here to Holcomb. Comes in with 14 multi-hit games, 3 for 4 with an RBI in his last appearance. That was in Game 2 of the doubleheader against Orleans. Got Game 40 off against the Cavaliers. Back to the windup is Savary with 2 away. 2-0. Holcomb whiffs through the breaker. That slider away. It's a 2-1 count.
And that's been Savary's go-to so far. That slider, both to Houston and to Holcomb, working away from those right-handed hitters.
37th game for Holcomb, a team lead, 41 hits. Savary's 2-1 pitch. That slider just misses up and outside. Holcomb lays off, 3-1 with 2 away. 25 RBIs, also a team lead, and 3 home runs, which is second on this Braves squad. Savary looking to face the minimum here in top 1. Has the Hyannis fans on his back. And the 3-1 offering. Fastball. Called strike on the lower half. It's a full count. Payoff pitch coming up.
Painted right there at the bottom of the zone for Savary. Outside corner as well. Fastball is going to sit anywhere from 91 to 93. Saw it at 92 on that 3-1 offering.
The righty widens his stance. Savary set. Rocks and deals for the payoff. Holcomb chops the breaker. Shallow at shortstop. White charges. A sling to first. Not in time. An infield single for Braden Holcomb. The Braves' second hit of the inning, and Holcomb the wheels down the first base line.
Giving everything he's got early in this ball game. What a start for Bourne, even though you get that strike him out, throw him out, double play turned against you. 2 hits to start. Conrad with a laser up the middle. Holcomb showing off that athleticism and that speed, hustling down the first base line, and it keeps things alive for Chase Meggers. Another scorching hot bat in the middle of this Bourne order.
10 games he's played, a 10-game hitting streak coming in, hitting .342. The lefty Oregon Duck with the tall stance with Holcomb off first base. Savary back to the stretch. First pitch, called strike on the up and outside corner. That slider just hanging in there for a strike. Mason White, the shortstop, shaded up the middle. Holcomb has 7 stolen bases. He's off first. No score here in top 1, 2 away. Middle of the rubber is Savary, glove of the belt. 0-1 pitch. Meggers grounds it right at first base. Barr goes there. He'll step on the bag where his momentum was going, and that ends things here in the top of the first. 2 hits for the Braves, 2 base runners, but Conrad caught stealing, and that gets you done here in the top of the first. No score between Bourne and Hyannis, and Ethan McIlvain, the bull out of Vanderbilt, his first looks on the bump when you return on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at 590A MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story. Marty Chevrolet is your dealer for the people and proudly supports Bourne Braves baseball. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves.
Hello, I'm Cam Kozel, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Ethan McIlvain gets the ball for the Braves here in a sudden death matchup against the Harbor Hawks. We enter bottom 1, and Tim Corbin at Vanderbilt calls this guy the Bull. The lefty at 6'4", 241 pounds. He'll throw it here for the Braves.
He also has a 4-pitch mix. This time for McIlvain, it's a fastball, a slider, the changeup, and the curveball. Last appeared on the 26th against the Cavaliers. 4 innings there, no earned runs. He did give up 5 hits. He was able to pick up 6 strikeouts in addition to that, adding to what's been a stellar start to his summer with Bourne. A .77 ERA after starting his summer with Team USA.
15 strikeouts to 5 walks this summer for McIlvain. And here's the lineup that he'll face for Hyannis, the second hottest team on the Cape, outscoring teams 22-5 in their last 3 victories. Jackson West bats first. He'll do the DH work. Josh Tate plays left field, batting second. Kane Kepley, the walk machine, bats third and does the anchoring in center field. Michael Detallo, the RBI leader, cleans up and plays third base. Eddie Pelk will bat fifth and play right. Cannon Peebles bats sixth, and he'll work the backstop as Dalton Bargo bats seventh and plays first. J.P. Acosta will bat eighth and play second, and Mason White does the duties at shortstop, batting ninth. Bourne has 2 hits in the top of the first inning. They get no runs. Cannon Peebles, the catcher, gunning out the leadoff man, Ethan Conrad, at second base on a strike him out, throw him out. It's 2 aces, McIlvain and Savary, as Jackson West, the Seminole, the backstop, he'll DH tonight, steps in. Packed house, third time these teams face off in consecutive summers in the postseason. This one not the West Finals. It's an opening round, sudden death matchup here from McKeon Park. The lefty West set, McIlvain set from the windup. Bottom 1 underway. It's a fastball low and outside. West 2 for 4 back on Saturday against the Gatemen. 0 for 3 the last time he faced off against the Braves as the leadoff man. McIlvain's 1-0. Fastball low and in. A 2-0 start.
I'll see that fastball 92 to 95. We see 94, 92 so far from McIlvain. He's going to try and emphasize that fastball before going to the off speed.
West, the wide lefty stance. McIlvain. 2-0 delivery. Down Main Street, it's a 2-1 count. 19th game for West, comes in hitting .281. 12 for his last 28. Those are the last 7 games for West. Probably the hottest hitter on this Hyannis squad. McIlvain darts to the 2-1, way outside. It's a 3-1 count. A Hyannis team that strikes quickly just like Bourne. Both teams want to start fast and get up early. That's been their success this summer. The Harbor Hawks come in as that number 1 seed with 24 wins. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Back to the heater. West swings through it and falls out of the batter's box. It's a full count.
5 pitches, 5 fastballs so far for McIlvain. That's the first time we've seen West swing, and he was way late on it. Something to keep an eye on as we get this payoff offering.
McIlvain with the stirrups in the blue uniforms. Third base side of the rubber, now gloves at his face. The 3-2 pitch. Fastball up the ladder, swing and a miss. His 16th strikeout of the summer. All fastballs in the first AB. And we'll take a look at the Bourne defense that will back him up. Becerra, Stanfield, and Jackson, your outfield from left to right. Holcomb at the hot corner, Merrick Houston, and Blake Barthel up the middle. Garrett Michelle plays first base, and Chase Meggers the battery for McIlvain here tonight. Here's Josh Tate, the left fielder. 2 for 3 the last time he faced off against the Braves. In the righty's batter's box, first pitch, way up and outside, and 7 fastballs, all here to begin for the southpaw McIlvain.
And why not? It's been effective so far. You want to establish your best pitch before you can dabble with your slider, your curveball, and your changeup.
1-0. And McIlvain back-to-back hitters goes down 2-0. Tate hitting .294. Just 1 extra base hit and 10 RBIs this summer. As the Bat Boys race for behind the plate. And the boy Coop, a Bourne favorite, he picks it up behind the plate. That got the crowd probably the loudest it's been so far here tonight. No score here in bottom 1. 1 away. McIlvain's 2-0 to Tate. This one fouled out of play. And McIlvain so far, he's telling you what he's going to throw. It's been the heater.
And he's going to keep throwing it unless Tate or Kempley to follow are going to be able to catch up to it or beat it. There's no reason to go away from the fastball as long as you can locate it on the corners.
2-1 pitch. What you know it, it's the fastball, but it's outside, just missing. Good frame from Meggers on a 3-1 count. The ball, McIlvain down in the count once again. Going to be a rising sophomore for Vanderbilt out of Thompson Station, Tennessee. Sets up once again. 3-1 pitch. Fastball, belt high. It's a full count. Tate out of Georgia Southern. What a spring he had. The leader in average at .369, 86 hits, 27 stolen bases. Does work on the paths. 1 strikeout so far for McIlvain. It was on a 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch once again. Went to the fastball up, but Tate holds back. It's a walk. It's the Harbor Hawks' first base runner.
And what was interesting there for McIlvain, he shuck off 2 signs initially by Chase Meggers, and of course that sign is being relayed from the dugout. Either Coach Landers or Coach Saltflamakia are using the pitch count to give the signs to Meggers. McIlvain wanted that fastball. He got the chance to throw it, but just missed up.
Kane Kepley, 2 lefties in the top of this order on the Hyannis side. Was the leadoff hitter early, now been in that 3 spot for the Harbor Hawks. He's up with a runner on. First pitch, swing and a drive deep to right field, but it's going to hook foul. As Kepley crushed an inside fastball, but out in front, and a ball that was 366 feet, but fouled down the line.
And that's the thing, if you've thrown 10 straight fastballs, Kepley is of course, going to sit fastball. He got one in his wheelhouse, but it was just a tick early.
We'll see what McIlvain does here. From the stretch, 0-1, just low. For Kepley, 38 walks, the most in a season for a Hyannis Met or a Hyannis Harbor Hawk. What a summer it's been for now the Tar Heel. Spent this past spring at Liberty. Digs back in, waves the bat. McIlvain's 1-1 pitch. Goes to the changeup. It's low and outside. Ahead is Kepley on a 2-1. That infield for the Braves pitching. Houston and Barthel up the middle. Cam Kojal on the bench. Barthel plays second base. One of the hottest hitters in this Braves order. Teed off first. 2-1. Slider in there on the inner half. It's 2-2.
And now we started to see McIlvain mix in that off speed. Saw the changeup, saw the slider. Now really could go to anything here with the 2-2.
31 hits for Kepley this summer. 2-2, one away. McIlvain will look at first. The pitch, fastball, painted, strike 3. McIlvain's loved the heater so far. His second punch out, and there's 2 down.
93 on the outside corner, and I think that just caught Kepley off guard. He saw that inside slider on the previous pitch. Maybe he was thinking that the curveball, the slider was coming once again, but McIlvain goes right back to his bread and butter with that fastball and a perfect spot on the outside corner for strike 3.
Here's the RBI leader, Michael Detallo. Back of the Reddies batter's box. First pitch is in the attic. 35th game for the rising junior out of Dallas Baptist. 295 hitter, 28 ribbies. Went 2 for 3 the last time he faced off against the Braves with an RBI. Tate still off first base with 2 down. McIlvain from the stretch, 2 looks at first. Now a third. The 1-0 pitch. Way up and outside. Neggers had to go across his body to hold on and keep Tate at first.
And it's been when McIlvain's been missing, it's been up and out or way down and out. And that's come against either right-handed hitters or left-handed hitters. But so far, he's been willing to go back to the fastball multiple times in a row.
On the third base side of the rubber, 2-0. Up and inside, 3 straight balls. Once again, McIlvain down in the count, has to work back. Detallo, 10 for 22 in his last 5 games with 10 RBIs. This Hyannis group, 7-2-1 in their last 10 games. McIlvain, 3-0 pitch looking to work back. Just above the letters, it's a 4-pitch walk. First and second for the Harbor Hawks early here in bottom 1. And here's Eddie Pelk into the batter's box.
Strikeout walk so far for McIlvain. And this is where you want to bear down against a Hyannis team that's been very good at home. You don't want to give them an early lead to where you have to claw back.
The big lefty and Eddie Pelk. First time he'll face this Braves pitching staff this summer in just his 10th game. Low stance back of the box. First and second for Hyannis. First pitch to Pelk. Darts in on the inner half. It's 0-1. Back to that first pitch fastball is McIlvain. Pelk holds off. 7 for his first 29, 5 RBIs for the rising senior out of Grand Canyon. McIlvain will look at second base at Tate. 0-1 pitch, chin music. Pelk's head just ducks out of the way. This Hyannis offense, second in average at 257, 376 on base percentage. That's first on the Cape. They've shown it here with the 2 walks. McIlvain a deep breath. 1-1 pitch, off speed, in there for a strike. Belt high, it's 1-2.
And now we'll see the 25th pitch of the inning for Ethan McIlvain. Yes, he's been effective. Yes, he's had that fastball location at times. That pitch count slowly starting to climb in bottom 1.
McIlvain, 1-2 with 2 away. This one, the breaking ball bounces on the plate, gets past Meggers to home plate. Both runners advance. Second and third, and the wild pitches, pass balls for the Braves pitchers with Chase Meggers behind the plate, even though that one not directly his fault, has been an issue in the past, and it did hurt Bourne the last time these teams faced off.
And that's just something you have to be aware of. You have to be a brick wall behind the plate. Every run is going to be crucial in this game. Every base runner, every 90 feet will be crucial in this game. And now a base hit for Pelt could make this an early 2-0 Harbor Hawk lead.
McIlvain back to the windup. 2-2, 2 away in bottom 1, no score. Second and third for Hyannis. Here's the pitch. Fastball grounded foul down the third base line. 2 strikeouts for McIlvain, but Nathan alluded to it. The pitch count rising, and that's what you want to do in sudden death baseball to a starting pitcher. Pelks works this AB once again. Few foul balls. McIlvain's love the fastball with 2 strikes. The 2-2 once again. Off-speed grounded first base side and foul. He works in there to the lefty.
And we really haven't seen that curveball a lot for McIlvain so far. He's been mainly fastball slider. Has some wiggle room here with the 2-2 count.
Sets himself up back to the third base side of the rubber. 2 runners on the pond for Hyannis. Another 2-2. Ground ball right side. Barthel charges, shuffles the feet, throws to first, and it ends the inning. 2 strikeouts and a ground out for McIlvain after 2 walks, and Hyannis strands second and third here in bottom 1. We've been through one here from McKeon Park, the opening round of the Cape League playoffs. No score between Bourne and Hyannis.
Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an events technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of Cape Cod baseball. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
We head to the second inning here from McKeon Park. It's the opening round of the Cape League playoffs. Bourne and Hyannis, 1 game to decide who's moving on. And there's a lot of games going on around the Cape. So we bring on Adam Gotkin for the first time. 1 game's gone final and another game going on at the moment.
Well, that 1 game that's final, the YD Red Sox, the number 1 team in all of the Cape League in the regular season, are moving on. 1-0 the final score over the Orleans Firebirds. Both teams threw their best pitchers. Both teams threw pretty much exclusively starting pitchers. Carson Ballard went 4 1/3. Sean Youngerman went 2 2/3. And then Avon Cabral finished things off with 2 strong innings for the YD shutout. On the other side, Orleans, with Callan Fang and then Takamoto, they're 2 aces, but just 1 run given up. It was an unearned run. It was an error that ended the season, unfortunately, for the Orleans Firebirds, and somehow in a pitching duel, YD is moving on. The other game that's going on, very, very different. Katuitt up 7-1 over Wareham, and then the final game of the day, Chatham against Harwich. That doesn't get underway until 7 p.m.
So YD moving on, Katuitt likely moving on. The winner of this takes on the Cats tomorrow for game 1 of a 3-game set. Top 2 here from McKeon Park, opening round baseball. Thanks so much for joining us. Hyannis and Bourne for the 3rd straight summer here in the month of August. It's going to be 5-6-7 for Bourne. Aaron Savary, the righty, back of the bump from the windup. Here's the lefty, Tristan Becerra. First pitch breaking ball. Plops in for a strike. 17th game for Becerra and 3 home runs in his last 5. He's been a monster in this 5 spot. 1 for 3 on Sunday against the Kettleers on the road with a solo shot. Savary's 0-1. Back to the curveball. This time outer half. It's quickly 0-2.
And for Becerra, an 11-game on-base streak. He's gotten on base in all but 2 games he's played this summer, and that power has just been unleashed the last week or so.
Savary has him in an 0-2. Rocks and deals. Fastball elevated. Becerra holds off. A team lead, 4 home runs, 11 RBIs. Hit the first home run from Dorn Park back on July 12th against the Harbor Hawks. Back at the Braves going early, and their power has jolted since. Savary's 1-2, low and inside. Slipped there from the windup on the mound. Infield does look good, but so much rain here today. This game pushed up 15 minutes to 5:45 instead of a 6 p.m. start. Trying to avoid rain later tonight to get this game through. Savary, 2-2, curveball, low and in. Just miss. They check down, and not going around, says Jacob Ashworth. Your 4-man umpiring crew, Mike Hinojosa behind the plate, Carmen Parati at first, John Lutmano at second, and Jacob Ashworth at third base. Becerra back in the box, 3-2 to the leadoff man in top 2. And the pitch is in the dirt. So Bourne's second leadoff base runner of the game. It was Conrad in the first inning. He was caught stealing, as Garrett Michelle will step in.
And for Savary, he did not like the call on his 2-2 breaking ball. It was 50-50 right on the inside corner. Would have buckled Becerra if it was a call on strike 3 by Hinojosa, the home plate umpire. Instead, it's called ball 3, and Savary misses low with ball 4.
Michelle, the only guy that played Cape League playoff baseball with the experience coming in. Hit 300 in the playoffs last summer with 3 home runs, 2 against Hyannis in the West Finals. First pitch to the lefty. That curveball out the letters. It's a called strike.
And it's huge to have somebody like Michelle in the middle of this order to have that playoff experience that he can tell the rest of the guys what it's going to take to win these ball games.
Has 3 home runs this summer with 16 RBIs. As the wide lefty stands, runner on. 0-1 low and in. Savary here trying to go early to the curveball. Has lost some trust in the heater at the moment. No score here in top 2 for McKeon Park. Becerra just a 3-step lead. Here's the 1-1 to the Hokie. Fastball way up and outside. Savary completely lost it. Just rubbed his hand on his pants as the catcher in Cannon Peebles comes out for a second to calm him down.
And you can tell he's a little on edge. He was very vocal after the walk to Becerra. He was very upset about that call, and now he just seems to be overthrowing with that fastball.
Michelle ahead 2-1. Big spot for the returner. The pitch up and outside. No, it's a called strike. Michelle kind of wanted it back. He loves to go the other way on those up and outside pitches. That one at 78 in there for a strike. Michelle 1 for 4 with a strikeout last time he faced off against the Harbor Hawks. Becerra now 4 steps off first. He's not going as there's a pickoff to first base. Very quick there on the move from Savary. Already a pitcher warming up in the bullpen on the Harbor Hawks side. And we talked to their broadcaster, Jacob Irons, pregame. He said anyone is available for the Harbor Hawks. 2-2 count, nobody out in top 2. Savary to Michelle. Curveballs up and outside. Another curveball in this at-bat to Michelle.
And it's Chandler Dorsey, the rising junior out of LSU, warming up for Hyannis. He's another guy that's made a couple of relief appearances and has started for the Harbor Hawks in 2024.
Savary from the stretch. 3-2. Michelle fouls it back. A good at-bat here for the Hokie. The Bourne fans that have traveled love it, knowing Michelle is that experienced player, a Cape League championship under his belt last summer. Blake Barthel to follow, Isaiah Jackson, Chris Stanfield towards the bottom of this Braves order. 3-2. Becerra still off first base as the leadoff man. Here's the pitch from Savary. Outside corner, missed. Another curveball, and Aaron Savary is upset. Walking off the mound on the right side, exchanging some words to himself as Cannon Peebles, the catcher, will talk to him at the moment. And Bourne a spot here to convert early with first and second.
And for Savary, he's got to be real careful here because if he keeps being as vocal as he's being right now, he's walking himself into being tossed from this baseball game because from the words that I'm able to pick up from this distance, it doesn't appear to be anything too friendly to the umpiring crew here this afternoon.
The third baseman, Michael DiTallo, also talking to him as Peebles and DiTallo back to their positions. But Blake Barthel, 218 hitter, a home run, 9 RBIs, has been great of late. The Barrels have been there for number 21. Looks to come up big here against the Harbor Hawks. He went 1 for 3 with an RBI on Sunday against the Kettleers. Has first and second with nobody out. Savary from the stretch. First pitch, Barthel shows bunt. Left side, Savary backhands on the mound, fires to first. It's in time with the high throw, but a sac bunt to perfection. Becerra to third base, Michelle to second with 1 away.
Beautiful job there by Blake Barthel. It really caught everybody off guard. He was showing his full swing the whole way, and then at the last second, scores to bunt. He gets a pitch perfect for a bunt situation like that at the top of the zone. And he does his job. He moves Becerra to third, Michelle to second, and now Isaiah Jackson. The RBI chance is his with 1 away.
Has 11 this summer. Playoff start here for the Sun Devil. Savary now from the windup against the lefty and Jackson. Runners on second and third. Here's the first pitch. Fastball. Called strike on the up and inside corner. Lefties hit very well against Savary. He struggles locating the slider at times to left-handed hitters, and Bourne has gone lefty-heavy in this lineup. It's been 4 straight lefties here to start this inning. 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike. Back to that curveball off the knees. 5 straight lefties going back to last inning. Meggers, Becerra, Michelle, Barthel, and you get Jackson right here. Michelle back off second base, Becerra off third. It's an 0-2 count with one away, and no score here in top two. Savry's pitch. Fastball fouled out of play. This one over the left field grandstands.
And Jackson sees that fastball top of the zone, just a little late on it, but a great two-strike swing right there to just make sure you're able to get a little bit of wood on it. And he doesn't have to play hero ball right here. A ground ball to the right side will do a job and bring home a run.
The defending champs looking to strike first here in the opening round of the Cape League playoffs. Savry glove at his face. The 0-2 break. It's outside. Jackson holds off. Coming off a 1-for-5 against Cotuit on Sunday, but 3-for-3 against the Firebirds on Saturday in game number 2 with 2 RBIs. Has been given the chance from Scott Lanners to start this baseball game. 1-2. Up and outside. Check swing from Jackson. He did not go around, says Ashworth at third base. Savry once again unhappy with these calls, as Peebles once again telling him to calm down. And this Hyannis crowd right now, they are restless here early in this one.
Playoff baseball, everybody knows the stakes that are at hand today. Win or go home, and these are the two hottest teams in the Cape.
Crowd on their feet. 2 runners on, 2-2. We're just in top 2. Bourne looking to strike first. Savry to Jackson. Low and outside, he spits on the break. Full count pitch coming up. And this energy, you almost feel like it's the 8th or 9th inning of a baseball game. But that's what playoff baseball does. A wild card round, win or go home. Savry shakes off the first time from the windup, shakes off the second. Madhouse here from McKeon Park. 3-2, pass ball, gets past Peebles. Here comes Becerra, he's going to score. Michelle to third base, Jackson to first. And Bourne opens it early here in top 2 on the 1-0 lead on the heads-up base running from Tristan Becerra.
We talked about it when it was McIlvain in the bottom half of the first inning with that wild pitch. Every 90 feet is going to mean even more in this baseball game. And right there, Tristan Becerra didn't get a great jump initially. He was headed back to third base and then sees the ball go all the way to the backstop. He trots home. He scores easily. Bourne takes the early lead and now has runners on the corners.
Mitch Carricker, the field manager for Hyannis in his first season, talks to his pitcher here. Once again, that righty warming up in the bullpen for the Harbor Hawks. But Aaron Savry this summer has been special for this Hyannis group, and he's not really been in an exact game like this. His 5th start, 25 1/3 innings pitch. We talked about it, 1.42 ERA, second overall, and a 148 opponent's batting average. That's also second. And the Braves, the importance of opening this thing early. Chris Stanfield will step in after this mound visit, and Bourne a chance to strike.
And we've talked about ad nauseum how successful Bourne has been when they score first in baseball games. They win 13 of their last 20 in that regard, and they get that first one. Now Stanfield on plenty of rest, looking to get his swing back. And then if he's able to avoid anything other than a double play, you'll have the top of the order following him in Ethan Conrad.
Peebles still talking to his pitcher in Savry. Now he walks back behind the dish. Michelle's 90 feet away at third. Jackson's off first with 1 down. It's the 9-hitter in Chris Stanfield. 2 for 3 the last time he was here against the Harbor Hawks. An RBI triple, a double as well against Hyannis. RBI chances his. The Braves up early, 1-0 here in top 2. Savry from the stretch. High leg kick. First pitch. Stanfield pops it behind home plate. Peebles and Savry in. Peebles calls him off. He'll drop the baseball. Cannon Peebles dropped the baseball. Was on the left side of home plate. Was fully under the baseball the whole entire time. Savry and him communicating on who was going to have it. And in and out of the glove of Peebles, the catcher out of Tennessee.
And those are the kind of mistakes that Hyannis cannot afford in an inning like this and in a game like this. Savry does not have any control right now. He gets Stanfield to pop up on the first pitch, and Peebles gives Stanfield a second chance.
The game's getting big. 0-1 up and into Stanfield. It's a 1-1 count. 34th game of his summer. 30 hits, third on his squad. And it was extra base hits. 2 home runs, 4 doubles, and that first triple the last time he was here at McKeon Park. Becerra led off this inning with a walk. He scored. Michelle off third base and Jackson off first. It's been 3 walks. 1-1 to Stanfield. Change up is low in the zone. He's ahead 2-1.
And for Stanfield, you can still be extremely patient right here. You've seen Savary not be able to land that off speed for strikes in the last 3 batters.
Savary's got uncomfortable this inning, and the crowd, the Hyannis home crowd, almost affecting him. 2-1. Stanfield, a big swing and a miss at the fastball up and inside. It's 2-2. Chris has not played his last 2 games, had some knee issues, but back in the lineup when it matters most. 2-2-1 away, 2 runners on. Savary to Stanfield, low and outside on the slide piece. It's full once again, and Savary in position to surrender his 4th walk of this inning.
And you wonder if he were to walk Stanfield, would this be it? We've seen Dorsey warming up, and will be one time through this Bourne order.
Big 3-2 pitch coming up. Here it is from Savary. Swing and a miss. Stanfield out in front. A big pitch from the righty out of Iowa. And there's 2 down.
It's that slider down and away, 50-50 on whether it would have been strike 3 or not, but it's close enough to where Stanfield has to go after it, which is a little bit out in front, and that's the biggest out of the ball game so far for Savary.
Top of the order now in Ethan Conrad, who had a 1-pitch, 1-swing single to right center field to begin this game and got the crowd going. Still 1st and 3rd here for the Braves. Top 2, a 1-0 lead. Savary from the stretch, first base side of the rubber. Pitch to Conrad up and outside. Savary's battled a lot of adversity this inning. Has not liked a few of the calls, but looking to work back and leave top 2 with only 1 run allowed. Conrad back in the leadoff spot. RBI chance here. 1-0 pitch. Conrad, ground ball hard at Acosta at second base. He makes the play, and he'll throw it to first to end the inning. So Conrad gets robbed, but the Braves do get 1 here in the top of the 2nd, and they strike first once again. Tristan Becerra in on the wild pitch, and after 1.5 here from McKeon Park, opening round baseball, the Braves 1, the Harbor Hawks none, here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is Bourne's premier senior living community, conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us today at KeystonePlace@buzzardsbay.com.
We head to bottom 2 here from McKeon Park on this Tuesday night. It's opening round baseball between the Braves and the Harbor Hawks, and Bourne with a 1-0 lead. Tristan Becerra scores on the pass ball, comes in, and Nathan, this place erupted, and a lot of fans started playing the game NCAA. You know that crowd meter in the top right-hand corner? This place would be at red at the moment. The Braves fans have traveled here on the road.
They sure have, and the Hyannis fans have started to fill in. There wasn't a lot around first pitch. Maybe that's due to it being a Tuesday. Maybe it's due to the change in start time. But now this place is packed, and you just feel that energy. You've heard it in the top half of that 2nd inning. This feels like a Game 3 of a championship series, but yet it's only the first game of the Cape League playoffs.
It'll be 6, 7, 8, 9 for the Harbor Hawks. Ethan McIlvain back on the bump. The bull, the lefty, out of Vanderbilt. Peebles the backstop out of Tennessee. SEC matchup here to begin bottom 2. McIlvain from the windup. First pitch fastball. Darts low and inside for ball 1. Peebles 0 for 4 on the 21st, the last time he faced off against the Braves. But coming off a 1 for 4, the final game of the regular season, a solo shot against YD. 1-0 pitch. Up and outside. And McIlvain another inning. Beginning hitters now down in the count 2-0.
Again, that was a big reason why his pitch count climbed all the way up to 28 in that first inning.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball low and outside, 3-0. 2 walks in that first inning for McIlvaine on 2 strikeouts. Second and third for Hyannis, and Bourne got out of it on a 4-3 putout. Peebles, the sophomore, back to the righty's batter's box. McIlvaine, here's the 3-0 pitch. Fastball belt high, 3-1. The Braves fans traveling. First question, their chance to three-peat here on Cape Cod and be one of 4 teams to ever do it. McIlvaine 3-1, heater, popped up, first base side and out of play, and it's almost deja vu. McIlvaine goes down 3-0, works it back full.
Exactly what we saw. That's right, Cam. In the bottom half of the first inning, it was strikeout, walk, and then the ground out. Very similar start here in bottom 2.
Glove with the face for McIlvaine. The southpaws, 3-2 pitch. Line to deep right center field. Stanfield's back at the warning track and makes the catch in front of the wall. And just a put out, and you can hear the cowbells and the Bourne fans. Every play, every moment means that much more.
And it's going to take that kind of energy the whole game. Now playing with a lead for the first time is this Bourne team. You don't want to lose that energy. You want to keep it consistent all the way through and put the pressure on this Hyannis lineup.
Sudden death baseball. Here's Dolan Bargo. First baseman, also the Vole out of Tennessee. And also coming off a solo shot against the Red Sox on Sunday. Lefty on lefty here for McIlvaine. The offering, power on power, and a big swing and a miss from Bargo. His 21st game hitting .225. 4 doubles and 3 long balls. Infield, outfield, normal depth here for Bourne. 0-1, breaking ball, and just up and outside. Good frame there from Chase Meggers. He looked back at Mike Hinojosa, asking where that was.
And you could have also seen an appeal down to third base. Meggers didn't ask for it. I wonder what that call would have been by Jacob Ashworth, our third base umpire here this evening.
Aaron Savary, the Hyannis pitcher. They went down to Ashworth twice, and Savary was not happy in the top half of the second. McIlvaine's 1-1, spikes it, and it skies in the air to the backstop. The atmosphere here is always exciting. Hyannis and Bourne, back-to-back West Division finals in 2022 and 2023. The Braves moved on to the championship in 3 games. This one's different, just a 1-game playoff. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 away. McIlvaine fastball just outside. Good spot once again. And the Braves a 1-0 lead here in bottom 2. This game pushed up from 6 to 5:45. The importance of getting this in with all the weather that it's going to be coming in the next few days on Cape Cod. A ton of rain. Another 3-1 pitch, popped up third base side. It's going to sail out of play. And the lefty, once again, he's down 3-1 or 3-0. It's a full count.
And he was able to bear down, get out of that first inning with 2 runners in scoring position for Hyannis. He has the good thing here of getting that first out and still wouldn't have all the pressure if he gets this pitch right here.
It's his 40th pitch. 3-2 is fouled back and over the press box. 19 of the 40 have been strikes for McIlvaine. Comes in with a .77 ERA, the Braves ace in his 4th start. Started with Team USA and now out here in Bourne for the defending champs. Bargo's bat on his shoulder. Wide stance from the lefty's batter's box. Another 3-2. Just misses low and outside. Good call there from Mike Hinojosa, it looks like, from our track man. But McIlvaine missed a few times there, and the 3rd walk he's allowed.
This is eerily similar to that first inning. Started out with the long strikeout, then the walk to Josh Tate. Now here in the second inning, that fly out for Peebles. The walk to Bargo with Acosta coming up, who had a pretty good debut on the Cape. That came on Friday against Bourne.
5 for 12 in his first 4 games. First pitch of the righty, fouls it straight back. At a Fresno City College, and a cool story on the Hyannis side. Their field manager, Mitch Carricker, in his first season, he coached and played baseball at Fresno City College during his long baseball career and moved on to Oregon as their pitching coach. 0-1 to Acosta, low and outside. A double and 4 RBIs. Went 1 for 4 with an RBI against the Braves, as Nathan alluded to. He's the 8th hitter in this order. Just a 2-step lead for Bargo off first base. McIlvaine third base side of the rubber. He's at the stretch. High leg kick. 1-1 heater. Clipped back. And just the second time all night we've seen McIlvaine in this count in a 1-2 as Scott Landers' son in Cal, the bat boy, just took the baseball away from the Hyannis side. That's also been a battle behind the plate. We'll get into it in just a second. But a big 1-2 pitch. McIlvaine's offering outside.
And a couple of pitches ago when Coop went out after a foul ball, the Hyannis bat boy gets it, then stares Coop down, going back in a back pedal to the Hyannis dugout. A huge rivalry brewing between the bat boys here in the wild card.
Everywhere at the moment. 2-2. Acosta bloops it out of play, first base side. Rivalry behind the plate with the bat boys on the field here against the two teams that have played each other the most on Cape Cod in massive postseason games. Hyannis, the number 1 seed coming in at 24-14-2. The Braves, the 4 seed, bottom in the West at 21-16-3. Bargo still off first base, 1 away here in bottom 2, a 1-0 Braves lead. McIlvaine's 2-2 pitch. Change up in the dirt. It's full. The first time McIlvaine facing off against these Harbor Hawks, and the Braves will soon have to think about their bullpen. 48th pitch coming up. We're in the second inning.
And it looks to be some stretching going on in the Bourne side.
3-2. Painted. Called strike 3. That fastball's been the bread and butter. Why not stick with it? 2 away on McIlvaine's third punch out.
94, middle of the plate, but at the very bottom of the zone. Knee high, that's exactly where you want to place a 2-strike pitch with 1 away. Even if you do get a swing, that's likely either a pop-up straight up into the infield or a ground ball that you could use to end the inning.
Here's the 9-hitter in Mason White, the lefty shortstop. First pitch breaker up and inside. White, the rising junior out of Arizona. 1 for 4 the last time he faced off against Bourne with an RBI. But comes in hitting 177 through his first 28 games. 1-0 pitch. White drives it, but once again, way foul down the right field line. Kepley did that in the first inning. The Hyannis 3-hitter, just foul balls on pitches that are low and in. One was a fastball, that one not being a fastball, just a slider in at 84. Makes it a 1-1 count. McIlvaine back to the stretch, 2 looks at first. Fastball low and outside, in there for a strike. 3 punch outs for McIlvaine. Has had the 3 walks. Looking to finish off the second inning. 1-2, 2 away, runner on. Long look. And the pitch is low and inside. Back to that slider in the dirt.
We've seen an alternating fastball, slider, curveball mix for McIlvaine in this second inning. All the way up over 50 pitches now.
53rd coming up right here. 2-2, Bargo going. Fouled back from White. We'll see another pitch, and Bargo back to first base. The Braves getting that run in the top half of the second. Tristan Becerra scoring on a pitch that got away from Cannon Peebles behind the plate. Bourne in the first inning had a runner on, but Ethan Conrad was gunned down at second base with the leadoff single. McIlvaine, another 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. His 4th punch out. You can hear the cowbells. The Braves fans love it. The Bravos get through 2 here at McKeon Park on a 1-0 lead over Hyannis. Top 3 coming up on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. so you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
A gloomy Tuesday night here from McKeon Park, but nothing gloomy about opening week baseball here on Cape Cod for the postseason. It's Bourne, it's Hyannis. It's a one-game sudden death for a chance to move on to the West Division Finals. Alongside Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you. The Braves back to the plate here with 2-3-4 on the 1-0 lead. And Ethan McIlvaine gets out of yet another jam on the pitching side for the Braves.
Absolutely massive that McIlvaine's able to buckle down and get through these first 2 innings. It's been a struggle for him. The pitch count has gone way up above what we expected coming in. But pitching on that rest, he's able to get that extra oomph into those pitches. We've seen him go all the way up to 95 with that fastball, and he's been able to get 6 crucial outs for this Bourne team to start.
Aaron Savary back in the bump here, the starter for his 3rd inning of work. Merrick Houston, the Demon Deacon, will step in. 1-0 Braves after 2. Top 3, sudden death in McKeon Park. First pitch at the letters, just misses up. Houston struck out in the 1st inning. 2 for 14 in his last 5 games coming in. Make that 2 for 15 after that AB. Savary's 1-0. Up and in. That curveball not on top of it. And also Savary took off his pitch comm. It's behind the mound at the moment. Him and Peebles are going without it right now, and they're going to just go with the old-fashioned signs. Savary's 2-0. Fastball swarms in for a strike.
And that's such a part of baseball that is no longer there. You rarely see this anymore at the collegiate level.
Glove at his face. The 2-1 to Houston. Letter high, but just in. 3-1. 3 walks last inning for Savary. A sac bunt for Barthel set up the pass ball that gave the Braves a run. But a strikeout as well got Savary out of the inning. 3-1 to Houston, low and outside. The walk Merchant, his 27th of the summer, down to first base. And the Braves, their 3rd straight inning with a leadoff base runner.
And it extends that on-base streak to 16 in a row for Merrick Houston. The only time he didn't reach base was that shutout win the Bravos had back on the 12th against the Harbor Hawks, the game where Aaron Savary lost the standoff to Griffin Hugus.
Seems so long ago. It was the Braves' win on a one-hitter where Joe Arriola got the ball, but Savary was in the right field bullpen, Hugus in the left, rain coming down. Bourne won that battle. And they won the season series. 3 wins, no losses, and 2 ties. Here's the Vandy boy, Braden Holcomb. Pick over to first base. Back is Houston on the low throw from Savary. Holcomb an infield single in the 1st, one of the 2 base runners for the Braves. We mentioned it last time he was here, a 2-run shot in the 1st inning in the 6-6 tie. Savary first base out of the rubber. First pitch to Holcomb, low and inside.
And these Bourne hitters, the big thing going into each of these at-bats is patience. You don't have to swing first pitch. Savary's gone down against a lot of these hitters thus far, and that's been apparent with the 4 walks.
He's struggled against lefties, but the righties have gotten their work in the batter's box as well. Pick over. Houston, head first slide. He's in there. Bourne the leaders in stolen bases for 3 straight summers as a team. A big portion of what Scott Landers brings together when he recruits this team. Houston has 7 on his summer off first base. Savary, low leg kick, 1-0 to Holcomb. In there for a strike, knee high on the low and outside corner.
And there it is. Holcomb has the ability to stay patient, keep his weight back. He's likely going to see another pitch in the zone similar to that one.
14 multi-hit games for Braden Holcomb on 25 RBIs this summer. He's been the Braves' engine. 1-1. Low and in. Really good eye from Braden Holcomb. 88 on an inner half. Middle infield pinching here for Hyannis. The Braves a 1-0 lead here in top 3 on 2 hits. 3-step lead for Houston. Fargo holds him on. Savary, 2-1. Holcomb waving a miss. That slider away has given Holcomb a lot of problems, especially in that first AB. He just had that infield single tapping it to the shortstop side.
But that's still a good swing by Holcomb, keeping that head through. He was right on time, just couldn't make contact with the pitch.
Savary leans over, now stands tall, glove at the belt. Holcomb winds the stance. 2-2, spike to the plate, through the legs of Holcomb. Peebles picks it up, and Houston stays put. A chance here for the fifth walk to be surrendered from Aaron Savary. And his 53rd pitch coming up as the righty still warming up in the bullpen for the Harbor Hawks. Holcomb waves the bat in the air. Savary set and ready to go. Another crucial 3-2 pitch. Here it is. Holcomb grounder at third base. Tutalo picks it up. On to second for one. Acosta on to first. The scoop is over the head of Bargo and off his glove. Holcomb will go to second base, and he'll get it either way as this ball rolled into the Braves' dugout. So at first, a chance for a 5-4-3 double play, but now it's going to be one down, and Holcomb on second base for Chase Meggers. A crucial miscue that's going to help the Braves.
Yeah, right there. If you're J.P. Acosta, the second baseman, you almost want to eat that baseball if you don't have the best grip on it, and that's exactly what happened. Didn't have the grip, short arms the throw. It gets past Bargo at first base, goes all the way to the Bourne dugout. And again, another great job by Holcomb at hustling out a ground ball to the left side of the infield. Now he's at second with his sneaky speed. Meggers and Becerra a chance to bring him home.
Here's the Oregon Duck, the lefty and Meggers. His second AB here tonight, he's 0 for 1. Savary, 3 rocks. A look at Holcomb. And the pitch, up and outside. Meggers, 342 hitter through his first 10. That hit streak that we've talked about. 5 doubles, a triple, and 7 RBIs. Was the player of the week here on the Cape 2 weeks back in just his first week with the Braves. 1-0 Bourne here in top 3, looking to extend. 1-0 pitch. Meggers, a blooper, but it's right at the second baseman in Acosta. He got jammed on the inside fastball. It was right at the second baseman in JP, and it's the second out.
And it's unfortunate because of Meggers is able to get that bat speed a little quicker, as well as that hand speed. That's like the line drive over the second baseman in Acosta into right center for a base hit, bringing home Holcomb. It could have been 2-0 Bourne, but Meggers gets jammed, and now it's up to Becerra, the Clemson Tiger.
Becerra led off that second inning, walked and scored that only run for the Braves on 2 hits so far. Savary, another jam here early on. His 56th pitch coming up. Here it is to Becerra. Fastball, inner half, and misses. Holcomb off second base, that 5-4 fielder's choice on the errant throw from Acosta that Bargo could not keep in front. Bourne striking early, 13-0-1 in their previous 21 games when they do so. 1-6 when they don't. Savary 2 looks at Holcomb off second base. 1-0 to Becerra. Pops it out of play, third base side. And just inches there from Becerra. And a type of guy where one swing, one connection. That's what he's done here through his first 16 games.
Also one swing to either gap. Just get one down into the outfield. That'll get this crowd back into it and give Bourne another run.
A team lead, 4 home runs for Becerra. 1-1 count, 2 away. Savary, long look at Holcomb off second base. He has a 3-step lead. White holds him on the shortstop. Still staring him down. Now the 1-1. Curveball misses up and outside. Becerra ahead. 3 home runs in his last 5 games. 0 for 3 with a strikeout the last time he was here against Hyannis. One of those slow battles here. Pitcher's duel to begin. And long half innings. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Slider low and in, it's a strike. Unbelievable break from Savary, buckled up Becerra. It's 2-2 with 2 away, and the Hyannis crowd on the left side of the field back into it. 2 strikeouts here for Savary. Has had the 4 walks as well, that's bothered him. Looking to get through top 3 and keep it where it is. 2-2, Holcomb goes, Becerra launches, but it's too shallow into center field. Coming way in his tape. And making the catch is Kepley in center field, and it ends the inning. Becerra misses a baseball by about 2 inches to center field on a sky-high fly ball. Holcomb is stranded, and we've been through 2.5 here from McKeon Park. The Braves still hold on to a 1-0 lead in a pitcher's duel.
I'm Chris Stanfield, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer, handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at Portside Liquors, 590A, MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story. We head to the last frame of the third inning here from McKeon Park, and it has felt like sudden death baseball to begin. The Braves won, the Harbor Hawks none. Bourne back in the field, Hyannis back to the dish. Cam Manna alongside Nathan Schwartz, and the biggest thing so far, Nathan, is the pitch counts for these starters. Up to 50 here, entering bottom three, and we'll see almost which starter comes out of this game in a duel here to begin.
We've seen McElvain go the 2 innings. He's at 54 pitches as we start the bottom of the third. Savary's at 60 through 3 innings, but for Savary, you got to think he's on a bit of a longer leash here in this game. He's been able to bear down. McElvain, on the other hand, hasn't pitched in a little while longer.
He'll face the top of the order. The lefty Jackson West sees a first pitch strike. Something McElvain has struggled with. He's been in 5 3-1 counts, but he has worked back a multitude of times with 4 punch-outs. The southpaw from the windup. 0-1 fastball. Fouled back and off the glove of Meggers. West went down swinging to begin this game. The rising junior out of Florida State. 2 for 4 back on Saturday with an RBI against the Gatemen. Got the night off Sunday against YD, and now back in the lineup here in playoff baseball. McElvain shakes off the first sign. The Vandy boys 0-2 pitch. Blocked from Meggers, it's 1-2. The Braves got their only run in the top of the second inning on a pass ball where Tristan Becerra scored. That's been in on 2 hits for Bourne. McElvain's 1-2. A liner that slices foul down the third base line and off the fencing by the bullpen. That fastball, these hitters for Hyannis have been so behind it here so far.
And it's because McElvain's doing a great job of keeping it low and outside, and it's gone all the way up to 95.
1-2, and West fouls another fastball off, 93 upstairs. 281 hitter, a double and 12 RBIs this summer. He's been the first hitter in 2 of the last 3 games for Hyannis. McElvain looking for punch-out number 5. 1-2, not biting on the slide piece low as West. No check down to the third base ump in Jacob Ashworth. There's been the base runners for the Harbor Hawks, 3, but all via the walk. McElvain rocks and deals in the 2-2 pitch and fouled straight back once again. 8th pitch of the AB coming up, and such a phenomenal battle here from the Seminole.
And it's crucial that McElvain got ahead of West in this at-bat, and now he can go to any 4 pitch in his arsenal and still be able to locate with that fastball in the outside corner.
62nd pitch from McElvain, 8th of the AB. 2-2, sliced back. West was out in front and also almost jammed, sliding his hands away from his body to just get a piece. This Hyannis group, 376 on base percentage, first on the Cape. They fight in counts so well. West, the wide stance. Left foot back of the box, right foot front of the box. Another 2-2. Would you know it? Foul ball back.
And now if you're Scott Landers and company, you have to start thinking about a relief guy as Cal Landers wins yet another battle behind the plate.
No play going on here on the field, but Cal Landers, the son of Scott Landers, the manager, a side bump from the other bat boys. He won the battle chasing after that baseball behind the plate, beating Hyannis. That's almost been the most excitement we've seen in this pitcher's duel. McElvain back in set. Pitch number 10. Popped up, high in the air, first base side. It will sail out of play. And we will see an 11th pitch coming up here to lead off this bottom of the third inning. West and McElvain. And McElvain set to throw his 65th pitch coming up in the third. The bull is what Tim Corbin calls him at Vanderbilt for moments like this, fighting in these ABs. The offering clipped back out of play. These innings have been taking a while. Neither hitter wants to go away. It's been a ton of walks and a ton of pitches for these starters.
And this might be one of the best at-bats we've seen of the entire season by both of these guys, and it's still in a 2-2 count.
Here's the 12th pitch from Ethan McIlvaine. Low and outside on the slider. West holding back. Count is full. 13th pitch coming up will be McIlvaine's 67th. And likely what could be his last inning of work. Trying to get down the leadoff man. Crowd on their feet. 3-2 spikes. West wins the battle. What a phenomenal AB. He's down to first base. And the first leadoff base runner of the night for Hyannis.
Those are the kind of at-bats that can win you baseball games. 13 pitches, you're in a 2-2 count. After the 11th pitch, you take 2 pitches down and away. And now I believe we're going to have a warning issued to the Bourne dugout.
Wow, so the Bourne dugout here will get a warning. And there's been a lot of chirping and talk back and forth from both fans, the Bat Boys, the dugouts. These teams, bottom line, do not love each other. And we saw that here last meeting of the regular season between these two squads in McKeon Park, a 6-6 tie that almost got out of hand. There was a lot of chippiness back and forth. The umpires now, Mike Hinojosa giving out that warning. West at first base, Josh Tate, the 2-hitter, in the box. We're just in bottom 3, and it's a 1-0 Braves lead. And every pitch, every moment feels like the end of the world right now.
And now the Braves fans in attendance getting a Let's Go Braves chant going, knowing that the dugout has to stay quiet for a little bit.
They could do it. They'll bring it to life as McIlvaine pick over to first. West is back standing. Tate's 0 for 0, walked back in the first, was stranded at third base on 2 base runners for the Harbor Hawks. Comes in hitting .294 with 10 RBIs. McIlvaine from the stretch, 2 looks at first. And the first pitch to Tate, shows bunt, pulls back. Fastball, low and outside. As Scott Landers will walk out of the dugout here, the manager in his 3rd season, back-to-back titles. He'll talk to his arm in McIlvaine, who is about to throw his 70th pitch. This may be close to doing it for the lefty. Scott Landers takes a few peeks out to the right field bullpen. And McIlvaine, that pitch count rising. We also mentioned it. He is not pitching the game in a long period of time. You go back to the 26th against Katuitt. That was his last start and just his 3rd start this summer.
And he got roughed up a little bit in the hit column. 5 hits in those 4 innings. And now here, after going 2+ innings, approaching over 70 pitches, Griffin Hugus is the man in the bullpen getting loose for the Bravos.
And Hugus has been phenomenal for the Braves this summer. He's been that pen guy all season long, transferring to Miami as a 2.75 ERA and 21 punch-outs to 3 walks this summer. Here's Josh Tate, once again a 1-0 count after the mound visit. McIlvaine back set. The pitch, wave and a miss. Even on a strike, you'll get the Bourne fans on their feet that have traveled the 30-minute trip here to McKeon Park. McIlvaine now working quicker. Another look at West off first base. 1-1. Tate shows bunt, pulls it back. He's ahead. 2 balls, 1 strike. Holcomb was crashing in at third base. Middle infield pinching here of Houston and Barthel. McIlvaine's 71st pitch here coming up. Man, it's been a grind. 2-1. Fastball misses outside. That one just off the mark at 93 miles per hour.
But McIlvaine, good to still see him emphasizing the outside corner with that fastball. You don't want to miss in against this Hyannis order.
Tate 2 for 3 with an RBI the last time he faced the Braves. 3-1. Inside, 5-pitch walk. He flips the bat high in the air towards the third base dugout. And it's first and second, nobody outs for the Harbor Hawks. Their best chance right here, and it's for Kane Kepley, their 3-hitter.
And against the left-handed hitter, you want to keep that matchup together with McIlvaine, but you wonder, is this going to be his last batter with a righty on deck in Detallo and a right-hander in the bullpen in Hugus?
Very likely is. Kepley went down on strikes back in the first. The lefty out of UNC. First pitch, fastball down Main Street for a strike. Holcomb and Michelle are in at the corners. Houston holds on the runner at second and West. Tate's off first base. And the first time the Harbor Hawks have had runners on with first and second, nobody out. McIlvaine will look at second base. High leg kick, 0-1, spikes off the glove of Meggers. Both runners will advance. And Meggers couldn't find the baseball for quite a bit. Trickles first base side. And it will now be second and third for the Harbor Hawks, trailing 1-0 here in bottom 3.
And tough there for Meggers. It's a fastball down and in against a left-handed hitter. Tries to go with the backhand, to try and pick it out of the dirt instead of the block. It goes off his glove and all the way to the right side. Who knows if he would have blocked, if it would have been a different result, but now 2 runners in scoring position for Hyannis.
And McIlvain now from the windup. 1-1 to Kepley. He tips it back and makes it a 1-2 count. 31 hits this summer for Kepley. Has at the 19 RBIs and 38 walks, the most in Hyannis history for this organization. Second and third, nobody out in bottom 3. Big spot for the Bull and McIlvain. 1-2 pitch. Foul back out of play. These Hyannis hitters right now, pesky, just being able to work this pitch count to McIlvain that is now about to rise to 77 pitches.
They're fighting with 2 strikes. This is what one of the best teams in the Cape has been doing all season long. At the top of the offensive categories, pretty much in all top 5.
Back to the windup. 5th pitch of the AB to Kepley. 1-2. Spiked and blocked from Meggers. Low and outside in the lefty's batter's box. Meggers just staying in front. That's been a conversation. The defensive chase Meggers. We've seen the offense. That's a big block there from the Oregon Duck. 5 walks for McIlvain here so far tonight on 4 strikeouts. Second and third, 2-2 count, nobody out. A big pitch in this inning. The 79th for McIlvain. This one, sky to center field. Shallow, Stanfield gets a running start. He'll make the catch. Tagging here is Tate, the throw to the plate. This one will not be in time. The run scores there in West on the sac fly from Kane Kepley, and Hyannis ties this game up at 1 apiece on a very close call at the dish.
Great play by Stanfield in center. He had plenty of time to make that throw. It's just a little bit off the mark to the right side. If they're able to get that throw a little bit more to the left, that could be a bang-bang play at the plate.
Here is Michael Ditalo. He'll step in here with a runner on second base. First pitch to the righty. Fouls it straight back off of the blue padding. Ditalo will walk back in the first inning. And that sac fly crucial here for the Harbor Hawks. Just bringing in a run. Stanfield was likely normal depth. Just a good jump there from West off third base. It's Tate still off second base. 1 out, 0-1 count. And the 80th pitch of the game for McIlvain coming here in bottom 3. 0-1. Ditalo skies it foul first base side. The team leader in RBIs with 28. Still that righty warming up in the bullpen for Hyannis. Savary on the other side with 64 pitches. A duel between 2 aces. Hyannis still with no hits here early on. 0-2 for McIlvain. Ditalo fly ball right field. This one shallow but out of play past the Bourne dugout. Man, foul balls over and over again here for Hyannis.
It's simply unbelievable what they've been able to do with 2 outs, or 2 strikes rather, in this baseball game. Just continuous foul ball after foul ball to get this pitch count for McIlvain all the way up over 80 in just the 3rd inning.
Bourne fans clap once again. 0-2, low and outside. McIlvain has not found that put-away pitch. He's missed a lot when he's gone back in. There's been the foul balls. Hyannis making him throw extra pitches. His 83rd coming up right here. And 44 have been strikes. Tate still off second base with 1 down. The 1-2 from the stretch. Low changeup. Ditalo holds back. It's 2-2. And you almost wonder here for the Braves. McIlvain still getting this hitter with the righty. A lefty's going to be on deck in Pell coming up. That would favor McIlvain. He might stay in 2 more batters. We thought this would have been the last one after the Kepley sac fly. Ditalo works it to 2-2. Here is that pitch. Ground ball left side. Houston backhands at short. Throws on the run to first. It's in time for out number 2. A smooth play from the Demon Deacon. Tate advances to third. And here's the lefty in Pelk with 2 down. And at the moment, Scott Landers looks down towards the bullpen. Has not walked out yet. Looks like he'll give McIlvain here the finish in bottom 3.
And I think he told him from the dugout, let's get this guy right here. You're going to stay in this game. I want you to get this last out. And if Landers wanted to take McIlvain out, he probably would have done it ahead of Ditalo.
Lefty on lefty to the 5-hitter out of Grand Canyon. From the windup, first pitch fastball right at Michelle at first base. He'll take it himself, and McIlvain gets through 3 innings of work. 85 pitches for the lefty out of Vanderbilt. In a 1-1 game where he allowed no hits, it was the walks, the sac fly from Kane Kepley ties this one up after 3 from McKeon Park. Man, it's been a good one so far. We head to the 4th. Stick with us on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves. Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer, handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at Portside Liquors, 590A, MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story.
I'm Isaiah Jackson, and you're listening to Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay, Bourne's premier senior living community, conventionally located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com. Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an event technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com, cdsreg.com, and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
The first call to the bullpen here tonight, and it comes in the top of the 4th inning. The Harbor Hawks head there, and they bring in the right-handed pitcher out of LSU at 6'4", Chandler Dorsey, in a big spot right now that's been the pitcher's duel in a 1-1 game.
And for Dorsey, he's only allowed 3 hits all summer long. 8 1/3 innings, a 0 ERA. Has already pitched against Bourne this summer. That was 2 innings back in the matchup on the 21st. He's been stellar, that go-to guy, along with Savary in the back half of the season.
Aaron Savary, the starter, his night comes to an end here on the Hyannis side, and he had to work through a lot of pitches. 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned on 4 walks and 2 strikeouts. His pitch count up to 64. Chandler Dorsey, the righty out of LSU, takes the bump here in top 4. Sudden death baseball on Cape Cod for the first time. Opening round, Bourne and Hyannis, the 3rd straight summer they have faced off here in the month of August. The defending champs in a 1-1 game against the Harbor Hawks. It'll be 6, 7, 8, and a 9 for the Braves. As Garrett Michelle, he'll take his swings. The guy that returned to Bourne, 300 hitter with 4 home runs during the postseason. The wide lefty steps in. Chandler Dorsey from the windup. His first pitch fastball is way in the attic. As we just alluded to, 4th appearance for Dorsey, 8 1/3 innings pitched. 13 strikeouts to 4 walks for the righty. His 1-0. Off speeds upstairs. It's 2-0.
And for a guy that's been primarily a reliever at the collegiate level, a 5-pitch mix with a fastball, cutter, sweeper, curveball, and changeup.
From the windup once again, spiked. Michelle ahead 3-0. He walked back in the 2nd inning. That was when the Braves scored on a pass ball. Bacetta led off the inning with a walk. 30th game of the summer for Michelle, a 207 hitter. 3-0. Had the take side. It's a called strike at the Braves' letters. 2 hits for the Braves, none for Hyannis. That's what it's been so far, and a loud crowd here for McKeon Park. 3-1 pitch. Michelle, ground ball right side. Acosta on the backhand at 2nd. Sets his feet, low throw to 1st. That's in time to get Michelle by a step for out number 1.
Quality defense for Acosta up the middle, bouncing back after that throwing error he had in the top half of the 3rd. He's able to range to his right, ground the baseball, make that throw on the run.
Blake Bartholin, and the first time the Braves do not get their leadoff base runner on here in top 4. Barthel had a crucial sac bunt that set up the pass ball to score. That was with nobody out in the 2nd inning. The first true swings here for the lefty at a Coastal. First pitch, line drive, right field. It's a single. The Braves' third hit. Pelt picks it up. Acosta cuts it off. And Barthel continues to hit the ball well entering August.
And this is why you put him in the lineup for this massive one-game playoff. He's one of your hottest hitters. Came in 6 for his last 14, dating all the way back to the 26th at Katuitt. That was right before the All-Star break. The barrels have been there. The hard hits have been there. Was 1 for 3 against the Cavaliers on Sunday in Game 40 with an RBI. And now here, 2 crucial at-bats. The sac bunt to allow the first run to score, and now a one-out single in top 4.
Another lefty here in Isaiah Jackson is Dorsey from the stretch for the first time. Slide step, and way upstairs as Jackson ducks out of the way. These are 2 of the hottest teams on the Cape. Bourne 10-1-1 in their last 11 games. Hyannis 7-2-1 in their last 10. And both teams come in on win streaks. They have not lost in the month of August. 2-step lead for Barthel with 4 stolen bases. He's off first. The 1-0 to Jackson. Breaking ball in there. Jackson's worked a lot of long counts this summer. 15 walks, 193 hitter, but the on-base percentage for Jackson is well above 300. A look from Dorsey. 1-1 pitch. Jackson swings through the heater at 93.
And that on-base percentage at 372. He's also gotten hit by 2 pitches, but it's been the at-bats, Cam, that you mentioned that have just been so much better in the month of July and these first couple days of August.
1-2 pitch coming up from Dorsey. The slide step, the fastball, inside corner, strike 3. Throws Jackson on a pitch that was in a really good spot. Jackson keeps the bat on the shoulder. Third time the Braves strike out, the first on the hands from Chandler Dorsey.
And a great spot from Chandler Dorsey going with that low heat. 93, middle of the zone, but knee high. That's where Savary was trying to live. That's where Dorsey now is trying to live entering this game in relief.
Chris Stanfield, 9th spot in this order with 2 down here in top 4 in a 1-1 game. Barthel saw first base with the 1-out single. That was the Braves' third hit. Dorsey's first pitch, a breaking ball spits way outside. The Braves, 25 2-out RBIs in their last 7 games. Chris Stanfield wants to make that happen here. Had an RBI triple the last time he took swings from McKeon Park. Normal depth here for the Hyannis defense. 6 on the pitch clock here for Chandler Dorsey. 1-0 outside, and Stanfield ahead 2-0.
And this 2-out turnaround for Bourne has been something to really see. They got all the way up to 5th in the Cape in terms of average with 2 outs, as well as total RBIs with 2 outs.
Hitters count, 2-0 to Stanfield. Big swing, left field. Tate is back at the track. It's gone! Scott Landers said it all week. When the lights turn on, the big dogs come to play. Stanfield stands the tallest. 3-1 Bourne on a 2-run blast.
What a swing by Chris Stanfield. Takes a couple of days off, gets back into the order, and again, 2-out RBIs for this Bourne team over the last 2 weeks. It has been something to see, and that gets the crowd to life.
The 3rd home run of the summer for Chris Stanfield. His 2nd here from McKeon Park. 2-out RBIs continue, and the Braves a 3-1 lead. Got the Bravos fans that travel going. Top of the order here in Ethan Conrad. Here's the first pitch to the lefty. Big swing and a miss. But Stanfield gets that breaking ball pitch and sends it to left field. The exact same spot his home run came here from McKeon Park way back on June 24th. Dorsey's 0-1 pitch to Conrad. Ground ball right side, Acosta's there. Shuffles to first and makes the play to end the inning. But Stanfield, it was needed for the Braves in a 1-1 pitcher's duel. He has the swing of a lifetime here in the postseason. A 2-run shot that makes it 3-1 after 3.5 from McKeon Park. Bottom 4 coming up. Stick with us on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at 590A MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story. Marty Chevrolet is your dealer for the people and proudly supports Bourne Braves baseball. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves. Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is Bourne's premier senior living community, conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us today at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com.
Hello, I'm Cam Kojal, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Chris Stanfield with the playoff swing in the top of the fourth inning. His two-run blast makes it 3-1 Bourne, and we head to bottom four here from McKeon Park. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. Bourne Braves baseball all summer long, alongside Nathan Schwartz, Cam Manna with you, and Griffin Hugus called the bullpen. They're ready out of Miami on the bump in relief for Ethan McIlvaine.
11 appearances this summer for Hugus, a 2.31 ERA, a 2-0 record in 23 and a third innings pitched. He's been one of the best relief pitchers in all of the Cape League throughout this summer. He's been here since the beginning, and he's coming off a great appearance on Saturday against the Firebirds, where he went 3 2/3.
Ethan McIlvaine, 3 innings, 1 earned, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts. No hits for the starter. 6, 7, 8, 9 for Hyannis. Here's the catcher and the lefty in Cannon Peebles. As time call for Mike Hinojosa, as Chase Meggers with some pitch com trouble. The catcher out of Oregon as Scott Landers comes out. Aaron Savory, the starter for Hyannis, also had pitch com trouble. He got rid of it, and they went old-fashioned signs. Landers right now doing some work with it, trying to figure it out. And it looks like it's all fixed as Chase Meggers will put it back on the left wrist.
It looks like they got a new device in there into the sleeve, and of course a lot of catchers will wear the earpiece, maybe something with a vibration needed for Meggers. And now if we go back to Griffin Hugus in those 3 2/3 innings he had against Orleans, you expect him to at least go 3 innings in this baseball game, get you through those middle relief innings, and then who knows who could be the guy to close it out.
Now the first pitch to Peebles. It's low and outside on the heater. Hugus 21 strikeouts, 3 walks. Opponents are hitting .222 against the 6'2 righty. Peebles 0 for 1 with a flyout. Swings through the 1-0 on a 92 elevated heater from Hugus.
And he's going to work quick. Very different from what we saw from McIlvaine.
Glove at his face, back to the windup. 1-1 breaker outside.
And it's a 4-pitch mix for Hugus with the fastball, the slider, curveball, and the change.
This Hyannis offense looking to get going. Got on base 4 times via the walk. 2-1, up and outside. And Hugus, like McIlvaine, to the first hitters. Down in the count, 3-1. McIlvaine worked back a lot of the time. We'll see if Hugus could do it here. 3-1, fouled back as Peebles chases a pitch out of the zone.
Yeah, that's going to be huge, getting those swings on pitches out of the strike zone and then being able to locate that fastball on the corners.
Folks, that screaming once again is the bat boy for Bourne winning the battle to get the foul ball. As Hugus, 3-2, wins the battle. His first strikeout, a dart on the outer half. 1 down here in bottom 4.
93 painted at the bottom of the zone. Wasn't necessarily inside or outside, middle of the plate, but right at the bottom of the zone as Hugus gets off to a hot start.
Dalton Bargo, the other Vol. One of the walks that we've seen, that second inning, not a good one for Hyannis, just 1 walk. But at second and third in the third, able to score on a sac fly from Kane Kepley. First pitch to Bargo, off the glove of Meggers, and misses. And Bourne Another race for the ball, a slide, and picked up from the Hyannis. Coop couldn't win it there. Not often you hear play-by-play of a ball boy race behind the plate. Back to Hugus, 1-0 pitch. It's low and outside. But in a game like this, there's so much between these two towns on Cape Cod, not just on the field, but everybody wants every inch of victory.
And a great effort by Coop right there on the slide.
Hugus 2-0, bounced straight back from Bargo. Coop on that last one, just sliding to his right side to almost pick it away. As the Braves picking up where they left off in the regular season. Staying ahead early. A 3-1 lead on Stanfield's 2-run shot. 2-1 to Bargo. Low and in, but just clips the inner half. It's 2-2. The Braves will have to go to their bullpen as McIlvain just getting through 3 innings of work, but Hugus, a guy that can go deep in relief. He's been 3 innings twice this summer. His 2-2, wave and a miss, going golfing as Bargo. Drop third, Meggers the low throw to first. Michelle full extension and kept his right foot on the bag. Second punch out for Hugus. And Garrett Michelle, another good defensive play, just getting dirty on the first base side.
Garrett Tiptoe Michelle over there at first base for Bourne. His defense has been something we've talked about pretty much every game just because it's that good. And right there, that's an errant throw by Chase Meggers. Michelle has to go down to his chest really to grab that baseball. He's flat-footed and, he's able to keep that back foot on the bag.
JP Acosta, first pitch swing and a miss for the switch hitter. Now batting left here against Hugus. Went down looking, back in the second inning. One of the 4 punch-outs from McIlvain. As Hugus the 0-1. Skied foul towards left field. And Hugus looking for the first 1-2-3 of the game for a Bourne pitcher. Has the 2 punch-outs, one backwards, one frontwards. Acosta steps back in. And Hugus, as always, set and ready to go. 0-2, swing and a miss. He nods his head off the mound, walking to the first base dugout with the moxie. We've been through 4 here from McKeon Park. The bell's ringing. The Braves a 3-1 lead over Hyannis here in the opening rounds. Top 5 coming up. Stick with us on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an events technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of Cape Cod baseball. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
I'm Chris Stanfield, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
The words on Cape Cod, sleep in September, are true. August, all about playoff baseball, and you can feel it here tonight from McKeon Park. Top 5, Bourne, the defending champs, on the road with a 3-1 lead. Chandler Dorsey, the reliever, back in the bump, second full inning of work. And here's the Demon Deacon, Merrick Houston. First pitch of the righty, plops in for a strike on the off-speed. It was Chris Stanfield in top 4, a 2-run blast with 2 down that gave the Braves the lead, and this place erupted for the Bourne fans on the road. As Houston in a 1-1 count.
And what a swing that was by Stanfield. Over 100 off the bat. It goes 349 feet into the trees over the left field fence.
Here's the 1-1 to Houston. Fastball flying out to right field, but way out of play. Merrick's 0 for 1, walked back in the 3rd inning. The Braves in that 3rd with 2 base runners. 2 base runners once again in a lot of these innings, and Bourne finally converting with a big fly in the 4th. Dorsey's 1-2 pitch. Houston skies it in the air to center field. Relatively deep. Kepley to his left side, and the lefty makes the catch for out number 1. And now back-to-back innings without leadoff base runners for the Braves, but the first inning they don't get a leadoff base runner on. Stanfield converted with 2 outs.
And it's funny because this team's identity throughout the beginning of the season had been you get the leadoff man on, you're likely to score in that inning. They did it in the second, but weren't able to do it in the first or the third. Now in the fourth, you don't get the leadoff man on, you get those 2 runs.
13-0-1 in the previous 21 games when the Braves score first. Here's the righty, Braden Holcomb. First pitch fastball darts low and outside. The Vandy boys 1 for 2, an infield single, and reached on the fielder's choice back in the third. He was stranded at second base. Dorsey from the windup. High leg kick. 1-0. Fastball just up and out. And it's been quiet on the offensive side outside of that. 4 hits for the Braves. None here at the moment for Hyannis. Top 5. 2-1 to Holcomb. Fastball down Broadway. Meggers and Bacetta to follow. In a game that has just felt like an eternity. Every inning. Both sides backs against the wall. Every pitch means so much. As Holcomb fouls off the 2-1, evens it up.
And we saw that for Hyannis when they come up to the plate. They got McIlvain to throw 85 pitches in just 3 innings. In a game like this, that's huge for the Harbor Hawks that they forced Bourne to go to their bullpen just after the 3rd inning.
The 6'4 righty out of LSU. His 2-2 pitch to Holcomb. Holcomb holds off on the slide piece. A lefty warming up in the bullpen for Hyannis. Aaron Savary, the starter. We talked about it. Just the 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned. 4 walks was the troubling factor. Dorsey likes the sign. From the windup. 3-2 fastball. Called strike 3. Throws Holcomb. His second punch out, and there's 2 down here in the top half of the 5th.
Another 50-50 call by Mike Hinojosa, our home plate umpire. But from our TrackMan data, it looks to be painted right on the outside corner. We saw Holcomb breathe the words, that's off, as soon as he comes out of the box, but he's going to go down for the second out of the inning.
Here's the lefty Chase Meggers in the cleanup spot. Dorsey's first pitch, a breaking ball that's in. It's 1-0. Meggers is 0 for 2, riding in on that 10-game hit streak in all of his first 10 games here on Cape Cod. 1-0. Fastball, he fouls it out of play over the left field grandstands. The fans have just trickled in here tonight as time's gone on. This game was supposed to be at 6, pushed 15 minutes earlier because of the rain that could come in tonight. The fog as well here from McKeon Park. Dorsey, 1-1. Meggers pops it up, foul territory, third base side. Tatalo over towards the fence. He makes the catch on the run. So both pitchers get their first 1, 2, 3 innings of the game. Things have now really slowed down for McKeon Park. We've been through 4.5, but the defending champs still with a 3-1 lead here in the opening round of the Cape League playoffs.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
I'm Isaiah Jackson, and you're listening to Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Last frame of the 5th inning from McKeon Park, the opening round of the Cape League playoffs. Win or go home. The winner will play Kitsuit in the West Finals. Game 1 of that 3-game set is tomorrow, and at the moment, the Braves a 3-1 lead over Hyannis in a game that's been pitchers heavy until Chris Stanfield's 2-run shot, but now back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for both pitchers.
And it's still a pitcher's duel all the way through with just that one swing by Chris Stanfield. And now we're starting to see Griffin Hugus get into that groove. He's been into a groove quickly in pretty much all of his appearances thus far. He really only had one bad appearance throughout the regular season. It was his first one all the way back on June 18th against Harwich.
9-1-2 for Hyannis, the lefty and Mason White. First pitch he fouls out of play. It was 2 2/3 for Hugus in that appearance, 4 hits, 4 earned. Has gone 3 innings twice this summer, and Bourne's going to need that length here tonight. 0-1. Fastball just low and outside at 92. McIlvain those 3 innings, not the exact start you want, but no hits, 1 earned run. He kept it where it was for this Braves offense. 1-1 to the Wildcat, up and outside. Struck out back in the second. It was the 4th and final strikeout for McIlvain. Comes in hitting 177 through his first 28 games. Hugus from the windup. 2-1. And White launches it to right field. Jackson in right. Now it comes in. The wind just brought it back. And Jackson's going to make the catch. White swing, almost pimping the baseball. And watching it for a second, but just too high in the air. And Jackson will make the catch in deep right center field.
And you thought with how high that baseball went, it would have a little bit more carry on it. The breeze isn't that much here at McKeon Park today. There was a lot of wind earlier, but right now the flag in right center pretty much still in the bottom of the 5th.
Top of the order here in Jackson West, another lefty. And dropping in the bucket on the curve is Hugus. Light wind, you're right, Nathan, but just that being so high definitely played a factor there for White. 0-1 to West. Trickles outside. West walked and scored in the 3rd inning. That only run for the Harbor Hawks. He scored on Kane Kepley's sac fly. Hugus is 1-1, spiked to Meggers. This Harbor Hawks team, in their last 3 wins, outscoring teams 22-5. That one tie in August to the Braves. And a swing and a miss from West. It's a 2-2 count.
And back to Hugus with that point we made about his earned runs. Only 6 allowed all regular season long, and 4 of those came in the first matchup.
The Miami guy rocks and deals, swing and a miss. His 4th punch out. 4 to the last 5 batters here to begin for Hugus. There's 2 down in bottom 5.
My goodness, what Hugus has been able to do throughout this entire season has really been special to watch. He's now up to 28 strikeouts through 24 2/3 innings, as once again, the crowd here for the Bravos gets back into it.
As Josh Tate, the 2-hitter, steps in. Chin music up and inside. But the Braves, though, on the road here in enemy territory, and they have traveled, and the fans have played a factor to pump up the Bravos. 1-0 from Hugus in the zone. As Tate's 0 for 0, 2 walks. Still Hyannis being held to a goose egg in the hits column. 1-1 from Hugus. And that slider low and outside to Tate. 294 hitter, 2 for 3 with an RBI the last time he was up against Bourne. 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts last time out against YD. As the 2-1 grounded up the middle. Houston over the bag at second base. Fires to first. It's a strike and it ends the inning. Houston has made some phenomenal plays at shortstop here in this one. The defense has been great for the Braves, and they've gotten through 5 here tonight. Sudden death baseball. 3 for the Braves, 1 for the Harbor Hawks. Top 6 coming up. I'll hand play-by-play off to Nathan Schwartz. He'll take you the rest of the way in win or go home baseball here tonight.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
Game 1 of the Cape League playoffs, and it comes to you from McKeon Park. 3-1 the score between Bourne and Hyannis in a win-or-go-home, do-or-die game here on August 6th. Thanks so much for spending your Tuesday night with us here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Alongside Cam Manna, I'm Nathan Schwartz. It'll be Tristan Becerra, Garrett Michelle, and Blake Barthel to hit for the Bravos in the top half of the 6th against Chandler Dorsey, who's heading into his 3rd inning of relief of the starter Aaron Savary. Dorsey from the middle of the rubber, his first pitch of the inning to Becerra, a fastball, a called strike on the inside corner. For Becerra so far, a walk and a run scored back in the 2nd. He flew out to Kane Kepley in center to end the 3rd. Dorsey's thrown 2 strong so far. His 0-1. Becerra thought about swinging, holds back, and the pitch is outside to even the count. Dorsey gave up that 2-run home run to Stanfield in the 4th. Also gave up a single to Barthel. Other than that, has retired everybody he's faced and has recorded 2 strikeouts. 1-1 pitch, another hanging curveball in there for a strike.
And this is where Bourne wants to get back and going on the offensive side. We saw the last meeting here, the Braves up 5-0 early. Hyannis crawls back, ties the game. You have to be greedy here in the playoffs.
3-1 Bourne lead in top 6. 1-2 pitch from Dorsey. Becerra smokes it to left field. Going back is Tate. He looks. It's a one-hop off the wall. Becerra rounding first. He's headed into second base. He's there. Leadoff double for Becerra in the top half of the 6th, putting Bourne back in business.
That up and outside pitch that Becerra just slashes down the line for a chance. If you thought it really had a shot over the wall, just like Stanfield's home run, that laser line drive. But Becerra will take the double and picks up a big swing there. Bourne back to the leadoff base runner department, what they did in the first 3 innings.
Only 1 double for Becerra in the regular season through 16 games. He picks up his first extra base hit of the postseason to lead off the 6th. And that brings up Garrett Michelle, a playoff hero last year for Bourne. Dorsey sets from the stretch. Runner at second in Becerra. First pitch he throws to Michelle, a fastball up and in. Michelle thus far, a walk in his first plate appearance. He was stranded at third base. Then he grounded out to J.P. Acosta, the second baseman, to begin the 4th. Bourne up 3-1, a win-or-go-home game. The wild card round of the Cape League playoffs. The 1-0 pitch. Michelle line drive into right field. That's through. Becerra was stopping on the line drive. He's going to go to third on that frozen rope by Michelle.
Inside fastball, Michelle in his wheelhouse and gets his swing back and ready to go. His last appearance, a 5-game hit streak that was snapped. Second time he'll reach base. And Becerra there, a really good base running job. Even though he does not score, you have to freeze there on that line drive with Acosta at second base having a chance. But it's first and third, nobody out. And Bourne, consecutive hits. We have not seen that until right now.
Runners on the corners, nobody out for Bourne in the top half of the 6th inning. They lead by 2 in a must-win game. Infield pinches and plays just beyond the infield grass. Blake Barthel to the plate for the Bravos. Dorsey's pitch. Barthel squares, pulls back. It's a foul ball to make it 0-1.
We saw Barthel, though, that sac bunt in the 2nd inning that set up Bourne on a pass ball to score their first run. Becerra was also on third base when that scored, but not a bad idea here. If Bourne wants to go some small ball, that's an idea that Barthel's been able to do.
Had that single up the middle in the 4th, the sac bunt back in the 2nd. 4th run of the day for Bourne at third base in Becerra. 0-1 pitch from Dorsey. Barthel, that's into right field. Here comes Becerra to score. Michelle to second. Blake Barthel makes it 4-1 Bourne with an RBI single.
A pitch that was almost off the end of the bat there from Barthel, a low and outside pitch, something that Barthel has struggled with this summer, but he does a job into right field. Becerra scores, you advance. And now that's going to do it here for Chandler Dorsey. Hit hard in this appearance. There was 3 consecutive hits, the Stanfield bomb as well. 4-1 game, and now Bourne on the road in some business here, and it looks like it will be a lefty for Hyannis.
Mitch Carricker, the Hyannis manager, comes out to the mound. He takes the ball away from Chandler Dorsey. That'll do it for the LSU right-hander. Bourne takes a 4-1 lead, just 3 batters into the top half of the 6th, and they aren't done yet. When we come back, Jackson, Stanfield, and Conrad will face the new pitcher for Hyannis. Stay with us on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves. Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer, handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at Portside Liquors, 590A MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story. Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay, Bourne's premier senior living community, conventionally located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com.
I'm Isaiah Jackson, and you're listening to Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
The starter for Hyannis was Aaron Savary. He was the first Hyannis pitcher to participate in a standoff against Bourne. Well, in that next matchup at Dorn Park, it was Jackson Mitchell against Dominic Carbone. Carbone lost that second standoff, and now he's entering the game for the Harbor Hawks.
And he has pitched twice in August and 3 times since the 30th, and it's been short appearances. Back in August 4th, just a few days ago, he pitched 1 inning against YD. He had a 2-inning appearance against Katua as well, a guy that's been a good lefty out of the pen for these short appearances. And Hyannis understands now in a game like this where you didn't get the full length from Savary, you'll hit your bullpen here. You'll play the matchups as long as you can.
Carbone had a rough start in his first 3 appearances, but in the last 11 innings he's thrown, no runs and no walks allowed for Dominic Carbone, the rising sophomore out of Coastal Carolina. His Chanticleer teammate in Blake Barthel just gave Bourne a 4-1 lead on his RBI single into right field, putting Michelle at second and Barthel himself at first, and Isaiah Jackson, the Sun Devil, stepping up with nobody out in the top half of the 6th.
3 consecutive hits. Bassett already scored with a double. Michelle and Barthel, good swings to right field. Jackson has had the long at-bats here to begin, but now you want to have him have that powerful swing. We have seen it here of late for Jackson. Comes in 4 for his last 7 at-bats that he's been able to have as a starter. So we'll see what he brings to the table here. Nobody out. A really big inning that could come for Bourne.
Jackson 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout so far today through 2 plate appearances. 2 runners on, nobody out for Bourne in top 6. Maybe a sacrifice situation for Jackson. Lefty on the mound in Carbone. Jackson does square, tries to get it down. It's a foul ball. Tough pitch for Jackson to bunt on. Down below the zone at 93 on the heater by Carbone, who has a 3-pitch mix. It's a sinker, a slider, and a changeup. So nothing flat for Jackson that he can hit here on a bunt attempt. Everything will be working down. Hyannis defense playing straight up against Jackson, hitting from the left side. He squares again, pulls back. It will be the first ball to even the count at 1-1.
And a good job there from Jackson, waiting for this pitch for the bunt. You don't want to rush right now and give Carbone free strikes. You think Jackson's going to continue to do it here? He's gone twice. And those corners fully in right now for Hyannis.
Bourne looking to add on to this 3-run lead in top 6. 1-1 pitch. Jackson pulls back once again on a pitch in the dirt, making the count 2-1. We saw Blake Barthel lay down a sacrifice bunt in the same exact situation in the top half of the 2nd. It was runners on 2nd and 1st with nobody out. Barthel lays down the bunt. Eventually, Becerra scores on a pass ball by Cannon Peebles. Deja vu in the 6th. Michelle at 2nd, Barthel at 1st, Jackson at the plate. 2-1 from Carbone. Jackson tries to get it down. It goes foul to the left side, evening this count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And we'll see where that pitch exactly was from Carbone, but that one is a borderline strike. He's gone low this whole entire AB, and it's tough to bunt those low pitches in a lefty-on-lefty matchup. That one kind of just darting downhill, and Jackson laid on it. That barrel just going to the left side.
And now for Jackson, the bunt could still be on here, but you think he'd be swinging away in a 2-2 count. He has been hitting the ball much better as of late. That average up to 193 to end the regular season. Carbone comes set, working from the third base side of the rubber. His 2-2 pitch to Jackson. It's a fastball. It's below the knees, making the count full. Jackson had 15 walks in the regular season, walked in the second inning. He was stranded at first base after the Stanfield strikeout and the Conrad ground out. Now a full count with nobody out and 2 runners on for the Bravos. Carbone deals. His payoff offering is off the front foot of Jackson. With the foul ball, that is. So it'll be another full count pitch upcoming.
And a fastball there that Jackson is going to want back. That's the 6 pitch to the AB. That's middle in. Just Jackson a little bit too much of that big swing, pulling out that front shoulder. Now you have to loosen up and protect here on a 3-2.
Carbone and Jackson going pitch for pitch. This will be the 7th of the at-bat. It's a soft ground ball to second base. J.P. Acosta steps on the second base bag himself. He cannot make a throw to first. So Michelle moves up to third, Barthel out at second, Jackson to first on the fielder's choice.
And not the worst thing in the world there for Jackson. You move up the runner 90 feet away. That's your 5th run in Michelle. There's still 1 down. He has some speed. It's not that double play, and it's not a double play because the shortstop in white was already over there. He kind of ran past Acosta. It was a tough situation to have that flip and go for that 4-6-3.
Now here comes Chris Stanfield, who had that 350-foot blast to straightaway left field his last time up. He squares the bunt on the first pitch he sees from Carbone. It's below his knees for a ball. Maybe a safety squeeze in play here for Bourne with Michelle at third base. Jackson some speed at first. Maybe you could see a hit and run in play here as well. Stanfield in that 9 spot, hitting with a 4-run Bourne lead. The 1-0 pitch, Stanfield squares. It's a beauty to the right side. Bargo loses the baseball on the bobble. Everybody's safe. Michelle scores. Jackson to second. Stanfield to first. Make it 5-1 Bravos.
Playoff baseball, a big part of it is small ball, and defense is having to play a clean brand of baseball, and that's a tough play right there. Bargo, if that's a clean delivery on the transfer to home plate, they're likely going to get Michelle, but Bargo, that little hip step, that little hiccup in that transfer, can't make that throw, and Stanfield gets first base, first and second. That's a way to get a run.
We're waiting on the official ruling. So for right now, we'll keep that as just a blank score for Stanfield. Likely going to be a fielder's choice. But now the top of the order in Ethan Conrad. The lead up to 5-1 for Bourne in the top half of the 6th of this win-or-go-home game to begin the Cape League playoffs. Carbone's first pitch to Conrad, a fastball blown past him for strike 1. Conrad had that first pitch single to begin this ball game right up the middle. It was 105 off the bat. Since then, he's rolled over twice to J.P. Acosta at second base. Jackson leads off a second. Stanfield at first following the bunt. A 1 to Conrad. Broken bat, ground ball to third. The throw by Detallo goes to second base for out number 2 of the inning. No relay by Acosta. 3 consecutive ground balls for Bourne. 2 fielders' choices confirmed. Stanfield had that one that's up in the air. Now, once again, runners on the corners for Bourne, this time with 2 outs.
Good inside fastball there from Carbone, and Conrad was late on the first swing, and he breaks that bat to the third base side, slows it down, so you can't get that 5-4-3. So it sets up Houston, another 2-out RBI chance for the Braves.
Jackson at third with Conrad at first. First pitch to Houston, check swing foul ball to the brick right by Braden Holcomb in the on-deck circle. Now he's racing Coop for the baseball. Holcomb's going to snatch it from him.
And Coop put his hands in the air. But he's won a lot of battles so far.
He's like, I've already got to compete against the Hyannis guys. Now I've got to compete against you. Come on, man. What's that? 0-1 count against Merrick Houston. 2 away in the top half of the 6th. The pitch, fouled straight back by Houston. Make it 0-2. Merrick has struggled as of late. 3 for his last 23 in the last 8 games as Coop wins another battle behind the plate. Man, what a couple of years he's had here with this Bourne organization. Was honored last night, the Braves' end-of-season soiree. As were all the Bat Boys. They do so much for this Bourne team, both at home and on the road. 0-2 pitch with 2 away to Merrick Houston. Here it is. It's fouled away over the Bourne dugout. Bourne down the first base side here on the road. Hyannis, the home team, down the third base side. Bourne, the visiting team, with a 5-1 lead in the top half of the 6th, with runners on the corners and 2 away. An 0-2 count against the Demon Deacon and Merrick Houston.
And Houston steps out here. Scott Landers calling out a sign from the third base coaching box. Is an 0-2 count. Conrad, though, could be going here.
Pickoff move to first base. Conrad thought about stealing. He had a little bit of a lean over to that second base bag. Carbone's throw to first was not in time to get Conrad. Once again, it's Jackson and Conrad on the bases for Bourne. They're at the corners. Carbone sets, 0-2 pitch to Houston. That's a called strike 3, and that will end the frame. But Bourne gets 2 more. An RBI single for Blake Barthel. Chris Stanfield with a small ball brings home Michelle. Make it 5-1 Bourne as we head to the bottom half of the 6th from McKeon Park in this win-or-go-home game to begin the Cape League playoffs.
Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an event technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com, cdsreg.com, and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at 590A MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story. Marty Chevrolet is your dealer for the people and proudly supports Bourne Braves baseball. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves.
Hello, I'm Cam Kojal, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Insurance. You can never have enough of it in postseason baseball, and that's what Bourne did in the top half of the 6th inning. 2 more runs added to the total. The Bravos take a 4-run lead to the bottom half, and they'll face 3, 4, 5 in the Harbor Hawks order. Kepley, DeTalo, and Pelk against Griffin Hugus. First pitch of the inning from the Miami Hurricane, misses low in the dirt. Hugus is through 2 scoreless thus far. He's retired all 6 batters he's faced and recorded 4 strikeouts. 1-0 to Kepley. It's a fastball, just missing outside. Bourne with 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 6th. They take a 5-1 lead into this frame. 2-0 from Hugus. Fastball. High fly ball foul by Kane Kepley, who started his career at Liberty, transferring to North Carolina this fall. Going into his junior year, coming off a .244 regular season with the Harbor Hawks. He's 0 for 1 with the sac fly tonight. That's the only positive offensive part of this game for Hyannis. Hugus sets from the middle of the rubber. Over the head with the windup. His 2-1 popped up to the left side of the outfield. Becerra on the move, charging in. He makes the catch on the run for the inning's first out.
And first downs have been big here for Bourne. They haven't had all those leadoff base runners down early in that 3rd inning when Hyannis scored. They got West on. But since then, it's been a really good job. They've had back-to-back 1-2-3s, and Hugus is just in a rhythm right now, the Braves' best reliever.
Kepley now 0 for 2 as Michael DeTalo comes to the plate for the Harbor Hawks. First pitch he sees from Hugus, a curveball, down and out for ball 1. Hugus, as we talked about earlier, rocks that 4-pitch mix of a fastball, a slider, a curveball, and a changeup. 1-0 with 1 away. A fastball top of the zone, way past DeTalo for strike 1. Hugus going 90 miles an hour with that fastball, the high cheese at the top of the zone. Right back to the fastball again on the 1-1. Same result, swing and a miss. Count now 1-2.
And you can feel these Hyannis hitters now getting a little bit antsy in the box, trying to make something out of these swings and not waiting for their pitch.
Quickly, 1-2 from Hugus to DeTalo. Right back to the fastball, this time outside as the count evens.
But for Ditalo, 0 for 1 with a walk today. That walk came in the first against McIlvain. One of the 5 walks Bourne's starter had in his 3 innings. 2-2 offering. Again, a heater drifts off the plate. Ditalo led this Hyannis team in hits, doubles, and RBIs. Third in the Cape in RBIs, tied for third in doubles, tied for 9th in hits throughout the league. Payoff pitch, fouled away, just as the Hyannis hitters have done all night long.
They've been fouling off these pitches, and thankfully for Hugus, he's getting first pitch strikes without these longer ABs. But we saw McIlvain, you're down 3-1. We saw a 12-pitch at bat earlier on in this one.
That was won by Hyannis. Another payoff, fastball, foul tipped into the mitt of Meggers for strike 3. Make it 5 strikeouts for Griffin Hugus through 2 2/3 and 2 away in bottom 6.
He had the 1-2-3 fourth with 3 strikeouts, got 1 back in the 5th, give him that 5th here in the 6th inning, and it's been that fastball elevated. He kind of teased Ditalo with that a few times and won the battle.
Eddie Pote to the plate for Hyannis. First pitch he sees. It's a fastball off the plate. Make it 1-0. Pelk hit .241 in the regular season through 9 games. 0 for 2 with a couple of ground balls to the right side tonight. 1-0. He takes on the fastball. It evens the count at 1-1. Pelk, an unbelievable year in his redshirt year at Grand Canyon. Hit .352 with 22 extra base hits. He sees a 1-1 fastball go right by him right there. Make it 1-2 in favor of Griffin Hugus, who's looking for his 3rd consecutive 1-2-3 inning. 1-2 pitch off the glove of Meggers. The pitch drifting outside on the breaking ball. If Meggers holds on to that, though, maybe it's 50-50. You never know with the strike zone. But now the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away in bottom 6. Hugus deals. Here it is. Another slider. Pelk takes. It's below his knees.
And now you think here, 3-2 payoff pitch. Hugus goes to that fastball, let her high. We'll see what he decides to feel here.
Hugus glove, eye level. His payoff to Pelk. Fastball way up and out. And for the first time tonight, the Harbor Hawks have reached base against Griffin Hugus, one of the best relievers for Bourne.
And it was obvious he was going to go back to that fastball there after missing on the slider, just too far upstairs. And there is that base runner. We'll see what they do with it here, but it's been the issue of consecutive guys getting on. Only once Hyannis has done that tonight. It was back in the 3rd when they scored on back-to-back walks.
It was Weston Tate at the top of the order for the Harbor Hawks there. West scored on the Kepley sac fly. Now Cannon Peebles, the backstop, who's 0 for 2, hitting from the left side. First pitch from Hugus. It's the curveball, down and in for ball 1. Peebles, one of 2 switch hitters in the lineup today for Hyannis. Him and Acosta in the hole right now for the Harbor Hawks. Pelk leads off of first. He's the first base runner for Hyannis since Tate's walk in the 3rd. Line drive swing on the 1-0 fastball by Hugus. It's to center field. Stanfield makes the catch at his shoelaces, and that ends the frame. Hugus works around the 2-out walk, faces 4 batters, gets 3 outs, and keeps this game at a 5-1 Bourne lead as we head to the back 3rd of this baseball game. Top of the 7th next on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an events technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of Cape Cod baseball. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn. Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is Bourne's premier senior living community, conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us today at KeystonePlace at buzzardsbay.com.
I'm Chris Stanfield, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Starting the top half of the 7th here from McKeon Park. Win or go home. It's that simple between Bourne and Hyannis in the wild card round of the Cape League playoffs. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network alongside Cam Manna. I'm Nathan Schwartz. The Bravos take a 5-1 lead into the back third of this baseball game and looking to add more insurance in the 7th with Holcomb, Meggers, and Becerra.
It was a 5-1 game last time these teams faced off in the third to last game of the regular season here at McKeon Park. That was a 6-6 tie with the fog, but it was Hyannis that made the run late. So Bourne needs their insurance here because Hyannis can pounce at any moment.
These two teams the hottest to end the regular season in the Cape, but one of their seasons will come to a close here in about an hour. Dominic Carbone back out for a full inning of relief. He starts against Holcomb. His first pitch breaking ball well outside for ball one. It's off the glove of Cannon Peebles, and another battle won by Coop, and now he stares down the Hyannis bat boy. Holcomb tonight 1 for 3. That single came back in the first. Carbone likes to sign his 1-0 fastball. Hit the other way by Holcomb, drifting towards foul territory. On the run, Eddie Pelk, and he makes the catch in fair territory for out number 1.
We've seen a lot of foul balls on the right field line here tonight, but finally one stays in for Pelk. Just enough room to make that over-the-head grab for out number 1. But Bourne, once again, they've done it in both ways, the leadoff base runners or not. We'll see how Chase Meggers does, heart of this order.
Heart of the order, but 0 for 3 tonight. He has put the ball in play all 3 times, however. First pitch he sees from the southpaw in Carbone. He does go around on the fastball. His check swing goes a little too far. It's 0-1. It was a ground out to Bargo in the first baseman, then a line out to Acosta, the second baseman, in the third, then a pop out in foul territory to Ditalo, the third baseman, in the 5th. Carbone sits at the belt, his 0-1. Little dribbler. This one could be trouble for Hyannis. Acosta's throw to first, away late. It goes to the Bourne dugout, but it's still in play. Luckily for the Harbor Hawks, that ball goes off the fencing in front of the Bourne dugout. Meggers will reach first on what's likely going to be an infield single.
And they scored as that, so Meggers now an 11-game hit streak. All 11 games that he's been here with the Braves have been ways where he's found a way to get a hit, whether it's multi-hit games, whether it's just a one-hit game. Finally does it there in his 4th AB.
And now every starter for Bourne tonight has reached base in a do-or-die must-win game. This offense has come to play. And now with 1 away and a runner on first, it's Tristan Becerra, who had the leadoff double in the 6th. He came around to score on Blake Barthel's RBI single. Meggers leads at first with 1 away, a 5-1 Bourne lead. First pitch to Becerra. Ground ball the other way, backhanded by Ditalo. He's got to make a long throw to first. Bargo can't scoop it, and now Meggers tries to get to third. That throw by Bargo, a laser. Meggers is out. Chase Meggers tries to get a little too aggressive on the bases. We did say earlier that every 90 feet will be that much more important, but in that spot, probably better to just stay at second base.
Yeah, he wanted to be the aggressor there, and seeing that throw bounce to Bargo, he thought it was further away from the first baseman than it was, but it was just one step to the left of Bargo to make that play to third base on a really good strike there when you have to be quick.
Again, likely going to be an infield single for Becerra, then Meggers thrown out on the throw, and that is what they rule it. So now Garrett Michelle with a runner on first and Becerra and 2 away. Left-on-left matchup. First pitch to Garrett. Eye level. It's ball 1. Michelle with that smoked single into right field his last time up. He scored on that Stanfield small ball scenario. Still got to go back and see what they officially scored that one as. As the 1-0. Michelle takes on the slider. It's a called strike inside. In that 6th inning, they do give Stanfield a single. So it'll be an RBI single as Michelle scores from third base. And another earned run will be charged to Chandler Dorsey in that scenario. Dominic Carbone on the mound in relief of Dorsey. Now a 1-1 pitch to Michelle. Slider down and away. Michelle does go around. It makes the count 1-2. Bourne now up to 9 hits in this baseball game. It's the top half of the 7th. They've had 2 infield singles in this frame. One by Meggers, one by Becerra. Becerra leads at first, and a 1-2 pitch to Michelle. Fastball just off the plate. Carbone thought it was going to be a called strike 3. He took a couple of hops back towards his own dugout.
And that trust has been from the fastball of Carbone right now. Went a little bit too outside. You can see the slider here on this pitch.
3-pitch mix for Carbone. 2-2, it is the slider. It's a rollover to Acosta at second base. He throws over to first, and that'll do it for the top half of the 7th inning. Bourne gets 2 infield singles, but can't get anybody past second base. And heading into the 7th inning stretch for McKeon Park, it's a 5-1 Bourne lead. Bottom half of the 7th next on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
After the 7th inning stretch, Griffin Hugus is back out for inning number 4 of relief. He comes in relief of Ethan McElvain, a starter who goes 3 innings, only gives up 1 earned run on no hits, walked 5 and struck out 4. Griffin Hugus, on the other hand, has gone 3 innings, not giving up a hit, not allowed a run, walked 1, struck out 5. And now 7, 8, 9 in the Hyannis order. It starts with Dalton Bargo, who swings and misses at a first pitch curveball.
And really the second best offense on the Cape in average first and on base percentage in Hyannis. They have had a lot of trouble tonight against McElvain and Hugus.
0-1. It's a fastball. It's a ground ball. It's through to the left side, and it's the first hit of the game for Hyannis.
Well, there it goes for the Braves in a long game where you thought some history was trickling around. We can finally say it. The last time Bourne had a complete game no-hitter was 2013. They used 4 pitchers, and Austin Gumber, one of the best pitchers on the Rockies side, the lefty who played for the Braves, he was the one that started that baseball game. So we were having that in the back of our minds. We were going to throw it to you when it mattered, but not right there.
I was thinking about what I was going to say in that bottom half of the 9th inning, but we don't have to worry about it anymore. That's the first hit of the ball game for the Harbor Hawks. It comes as the first batter in the bottom half of the 7th. The first hit that Hugus allows, of course, tonight. Now a leadoff runner on base for the Harbor Hawks. First pitch that Hugus throws to a pinch hitter in Eddie Saldivar is fouled away.
And Bourne also had a perfect game in 5 innings back in 2019, but we're talking about 9-inning complete games, so that's it on that.
Saldivar, the rising senior out of Fresno State. Second pitch taking. It's a called strike on the inside corner. Hugus quickly up 0-2 against the rising senior infielder hitting from the left side. This will be his 7th game for Hyannis. He comes in hitting 143 in 21 at-bats. 0-2 from Hugus. Did he go around? Yes, he did, says Mike Hinojosa, our home plate umpire. That's the 6th strikeout of the night for Griffin Hugus.
A lot of them have been frontwards. That's just the second backwards K that Hugus has had in a really good spot to put down Salvador, who just comes into this game. And really, for this Hyannis squad, they're trying to go to their bench here, rightfully so, trying to find a spark, and it wasn't there for Salvador.
Now Mason White, the junior infielder out of Arizona, playing shortstop tonight. He cuts and misses at a pitch about 2 feet in front of the plate. It was a curveball from Hugus that absolutely fooled the Wildcat.
And a pitch that was just the whole entire way looked like a ball. It was that last second break, but yes, it was way in front of the plate.
White really struggling in the regular season. 0-1, another curveball from Hugus. This time a call strike on the outside corner. White in 96 at-bats during the regular season, a 177 average. That's 17 hits, but 9 of those 17 hits were for extra bases. 0-2 from Hugus. Club to deep right center field. Back goes Stanfield. Back goes Jackson. Stanfield at the track makes the catch. The wind helping out Griffin Hugus right there. It's warning track power for Mason White, and it's out number 2.
And once again, the wind is not blowing to the point where you see the American flag out in right center field from our angle to be whiffing back and forth, but that ball was so high in the air, there is that light gust that's going to keep it inside the ballpark right now, about 10 miles per hour, to give Stanfield that chance to make the play.
Now back to the top of this Hyannis order in Jackson West out of Florida State. 0-2 with a walk tonight. He scored the only run for the Harbor Hawks. First pitch curveball just outside. And Hugus, if he can get through West here and get through 4 innings, that would match. He already matched the season 9 innings pitch. Now the 4 innings would overtake that. 1-0, it's a fastball. It's a called strike in the outside corner. Meggers thought about a back pick to first, but doesn't make a throw. West came in hitting .281 in 18 games, playing the DH role here tonight. 1-1, it's a fastball grounded to Merrick Houston. He's going to throw it to first on the run. Michelle standing up makes the catch, and Griffin Hugus, give a hand, Bourne faithful. 4 innings of scoreless baseball for the rising junior out of Miami, and he's kept this game at a 4-run Bourne lead. We head to the top of the 8th next. Bourne out in front 5-1 on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Welcome back to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Alongside Cam Manna, I'm Nathan Schwartz, and Adam Gotkin joining us for the final time tonight to once again give updates around the first round of the Cape League playoffs.
Well, we already told you guys about YD beating Orleans 1-0, but the other matchup that was a 4 p.m. start, Katuitt against Wareham, that was a 7-4 Kettleers victory. Katuitt went up 7-0. Wareham fought its way back, scored 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, and 1 in the 9th, but it just was not enough at the end of the day to get back into the game and tie it. The other game going on right now, the other East Division game, is Chatham against Harwich. The Mariners took a 2-0 lead, but the Anglers just got back into that game with a 2-run triple to tie the game at 2. That triple came off the bat of Jordan Williams, and so Chatham right back into it. That game all even at 2 in the bottom of the 4th inning. So a tight baseball game over there in the East Division.
Thanks so much, Adam. After tonight, there will only be 4 teams remaining in the entire Cape League. Falmouth and Brewster were the 2 teams that did not make the playoffs. Wareham already eliminated. Orleans already eliminated. And then Bourne trying to eliminate Hyannis. And then we'll see what happens out at Veterans Field later tonight.
And if Bourne were to win this game, it'd be the only upset so far in this first round. We saw YD take down the 4 in Orleans, Katuitt the 2 taking down the 3 in the Gateman, and we'll see if Chatham can hold on against Harwich.
In theory, though, would it really be an upset? Hyannis has yet to beat Bourne here in 2024. Dominic Carbone back out on the bump. First pitch he throws in the 8th to Blake Barthel is fouled straight back. The first matchup and the last matchup in the regular season between these 2 teams were 6-6 ties. Bourne in between the meat of those matchups on that sandwich. 3 Bourne wins. Left-on-left matchup to begin the top half of the 8th. Carbone against Barthel. Coastal Carolina versus Coastal Carolina. And Carbone is going to hit his Chanticleer teammate straight through the numbers. Blake Barthel is going to reach for the 3rd time tonight as the leadoff runner for Bourne in top 8.
And you think there, since they're teammates, there'd be, at least some kind of conversation back and forth. But this game means so much. Even Coastal teammates, Carbone turns away, walks back to the mound. Barthel not even looking his way. There's not even anything that's shaded of them being teammates. You wouldn't even know that after the hit by pitch.
And you think they don't even recognize that they're teammates. They don't consider themselves teammates right now. That won't happen until a couple of weeks when they start fall baseball. But now Isaiah Jackson with a runner on and nobody out. First pitch taking on the slider. It's down in the dirt. Jackson grounded into a fielder's choice his last time up in the 6th inning, making him now 0 for 2 with a walk. Jackson coming in a 193 hitter in 25 games, 11 hits and 57 at-bats. Over half of his hits came against Orleans, one of the 2 teams already eliminated here in the first round. 1-0 pitch. Before then, a pickoff to first base where Blake Barthol was back in without even a slide. Carbone's been money for Hyannis in the last 11 innings he's thrown. No runs and no walks allowed. 1-0 pitch to Jackson, a called strike on the outside corner. And that's technically stayed true here tonight. He hasn't walked anybody. That 1 run he did give up was charged to Chandler Dorsey, who exits after 4 earned runs in 5 hits through 2 innings. Carbone from the third base side of the rubber. His 1-1 to Jackson. Slider cut through. Make it 1-2.
And a really good slide piece mix there from Carbone, with Jackson just being way outside on his front foot on that pitch.
Jackson, the 8 hitter in this Bourne order. Chris Stanfield awaits on deck. 1-2. Another slider. Jackson fouls it off to the Hyannis dugout. No chance at the Bourne Bat Boys getting over there and making that play. That's been a great battle here tonight. And I think Bourne has the slight edge in that regard.
But no standoff here tonight, though.
No standoff. Pretty hard to do with the way the bullpens are set up. Before the 1-2, a pickoff move. Both standoffs won by Bourne. Griffin Hugus won the first one back on the 12th in the pouring down rain. Jackson Mitchell beat Dominic Carbone back on the 21st in a second standoff matchup. Carbone, the pitcher here in the 8th, comes set. His 1-2 to Jackson. Top of the zone, called strike 3. It's the second time tonight that Isaiah Jackson gets called out on strikes. And it's the second strikeout for Carbone.
The first time you went down on strikes in the 4th was a pitch that was definitely a strike on the inner half. That one, you have an argument if you're Jackson. It's upstairs, borderline, good frame there from Peebles, but Jackson once again takes the bat out of his own hand. And here on the Hyannis side, Mitch Carricker, their first-year manager, will go back to the bullpen.
Dominic Carbone will exit after 2 1/3 innings pitched, with the right-hander due up in Stanfield and then a couple of righties at the top of this Bourne order. Hyannis brings in a right-hander. We'll tell you all about him on the other side of this break on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
When you need to dig, lift, move, cut, or just about anything else, then dial up the rental source staffed with equipment and construction experts. They'll help you get the right machine for the job and make sure it's delivered when and where you need it. With locations across New England and the newest and most reliable inventory, Milton Rents is your local source.
I'm Isaiah Jackson, and you're listening to Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves. Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay, Bourne's premier senior living community, conventionally located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com.
New pitcher for Hyannis. It's the rising junior out of Arizona in Casey Hintz. He had a jersey change a couple of days ago. We didn't catch that. We were a little confused as to who the new number 1 is for the Harbor Hawks. It is Hintz, and he's going to make his 12th appearance of the summer.
And he's been solid. 3.27 ERA, 22 innings, 28 strikeouts, a team lead to 6 walks. And the only guy that has more is we saw Savory to begin.
He'll face Chris Stanfield hitting from the right side. Hintz, the right-hander, standing 5'11". First pitch he throws to Stanfield. It's a slider outside for a strike called on the swing and a miss. Stanfield had that home run back in the 4th, RBI single in the 6th. 0-1, another off speed, down and away.
And Hintz's motion, he's about 3/4 sidearm delivery. The righty will go kind of around his body, hide it from the righty, and work away.
Throw it to first there, Barthel's safe. One additional thing on Stanfield, he came into this game 8 for 20 against the Harbor Hawks this summer with a home run, a triple, 3 doubles, and 3 RBIs. 2 for 3 tonight with 3 RBIs. Next offering low to Stanfield. He also has that home run, so now 2 home runs against the Harbor Hawks this summer, 6 overall extra base hits, and 6 RBIs against Hyannis for Stanfield. 2-1 pitch, fouled straight back on that sinker.
And we even asked Stanfield, too, when it was coming down to if Bourne was going to face off against Hyannis or could do it in the first round. He says he's never played at Lowell Park, and he loves playing here at McKeon Park, and that shows.
If Bourne were to hang on and win this game, Lowell Park the site for the semifinals of the West Division tomorrow. 2-2 pitch to Stanfield. Again, it's the sinker. It's below the knees of Stanfield as he's worked this count full. It's a 3-pitch mix for Hintz of a sinker, a slider, and a changeup. Crucial spot in this game for both sides. Bourne looking to hang on to this 4-run advantage. 3-2, Stanfield waves and misses as Casey Hintz picks up his first strikeout.
A good swing there from Stanfield. Completely balanced in the box, just a little bit out in front on a really good slider that moves away. But that will help here a lefty. With this delivery, now a lefty's going to see the ball a little bit longer than the righty would, especially with the sidearm.
MVP chant for Ethan Conrad. As he steps in for the 5th time tonight, he's 1 for 4, the single back in the first. Definitely a part of that MVP conversation. There goes Barthel. He got a great jump. The throw by Peebles down to second base. Not even close. Barthel had such a good jump, he had to hesitate before Hintz even threw the baseball because he didn't want to get picked off.
He was halfway probably before Hintz even threw the baseball, and then he had to kind of jolt his start back once again. Great jump there from Barthel, picking up a stolen base. That's his 5th of the summer.
Puts a runner in scoring position for Bourne with 2 away. Ethan Conrad at the plate, looking to make this a 5-run Bourne lead in the top half of the 8th. Hintz throwing from the right side comes set. His submarine pitch, and it's over the head of Merrick Houston in the on-deck circle. It evens the count at a ball and a strike. That first pitch to Conrad was a ball on the Barthel stolen base. Already a couple of 2-out RBIs tonight for Bourne. Stanfield's home run in the 4th. As there's a back pick to second base. Hintz just kind of lobbed it over there, but nobody was covering. Mason White, the shortstop, and I believe that's Eddie Saldivar now out there at second base for Hyannis, just weren't covering.
And luckily it wasn't a hard throw there from Hintz. It was a lob that trickled. If he gunned that thing, it would have been to center field.
It is Saldivar at second, the pinch hitter. Swing and a miss on the 1-1 changeup for Conrad, and now it's 1-2. Saldivar pinch hit for J.P. Acosta, who finishes his day 0 for 3 with 3 punch-outs. Now the 1-2. Conrad chases it into the glove of Peebles. It ends the inning. Hintz comes in relief of Carbone, picks up back-to-back strikeouts, and we head to the bottom half of the 8th at McKeon Park. The Harbor Hawks down by 4, needing anything to try and come back against Bourne, or else their season comes to a close. And it's Griffin Hugus going back out for inning number 5 when we come back on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer, handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at Portside Liquors, 590A, MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story. Convention Data Services, or CDS, is an event technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com, cdsreg.com, and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Hello, I'm Cam Kozel, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Griffin Hugus has already surpassed his summer high in innings pitched. Now he's trying to get a career high. Just keep building on this if you're Griffin Hugus. We start the bottom half of the 8th here from McKeon Park. Hugus already threw 4. He's back out there for the 8th as the rain starts to fall here in Hyannis. First pitch of the inning from Griffin. Fouled away by Josh Tate. It's going to get out of play.
And that rain going to play a factor here, and it was rain all day. The only time it didn't rain today was around probably from 4:30 on to get this game at 5:45 for first pitch, but light at the moment, and they're going to do everything they can to play as long as they can right now, but just light drizzle right now.
It's a light drizzle. It looks a lot harder than it's actually falling with the lights here at McKeon Park. Now the 0-1 pitch from Hugus to Tate. It's a slider. It's a called strike on the outside corner. Hugus, through his first 4 innings, only has allowed 2 base runners, a walk to Eddie Pelk in the 6th, and that leadoff single for Dalton Bargo an inning ago. 0-2 from Hugus to Tate, fastball up and in on the hands. Tate will take for ball 1.
And we're seeing Hugus here still command his pitch as well, just wanted that chase pitch up and inside, but he loves that slider away with 2 strikes.
Here is his 1-2 pitch. It's the fastball. It misses low. Tate coming into this AB, 0 for 1 with 2 walks. He's been stranded at third base twice. The Harbor Hawks have left 6 runners on base today, down by 4. 2-2 pitch, slider again found to the right side over the Bourne dugout along the first base line.
And 63rd pitch coming up for Hugus. Talk about his strikes, though, 38 of them.
Griffin Hugus already threw 4 innings in his 12th appearance of the summer. 2-2 fastball, just missing inside. Hugus did throw 5 2/3 innings this spring with Cincinnati. That came against Northern Illinois on March 2nd. 3-2, fly ball into right field. This is Isaiah Jackson on the move, and he makes the catch for out number 1, making Bourne 5 outs away from a trip to the West Division Final.
And every single thing right now matters most. It's high leverage from this point on, and the first out of the 8th and 9th inning are the most important outs for Hugus right now. He's going to get tired. The pitch count's rising, but you get the first man down is crucial.
Here's Kane Kepley out of North Carolina. His first pitch that he sees against Hugus is up and out. A lot of the fans have also started to make their way to the parking lot here at McKeon Park. 1-0. That's down low for ball number 2, but the Bourne fans, on the other hand, are still here. They're waiting it out. They knew it was going to rain. They brought their ponchos, their raincoats. We've got a tent here on top of us. Smoking line drive down the right field line. This one foul into the Bravos bullpen as the count moves to 2-1 against Kepley.
Second swing of the night for Kepley. You go back to the first inning. He's just missing these fastballs, and he's reading it. Hit one 366 feet foul down the line. That one absolutely roped.
2-1 from Hugus. Ground ball down the left side, just foul. Braden Holcomb's been pretty quiet over there at third base today. Finally gets some action, but it goes about 10 feet foul. And the count now evens 2 balls and 2 strikes against the Hyannis 3-hitter.
Not 1 5-3 putout. It just really been Merrick Houston with 3 putouts at shortstop.
And he's made 3 throws on the run. His specialty at shortstop. Count even 2 balls and 2 strikes from Hugus. The pitch. Slap swing by Kepley. He somehow is able to foul it off. And again, the race to the brick, and the Hyannis bat boy will win this one. That came right in front of our crowd, Mike. You might have heard the crash between those 2 guys. Hyannis wins that one, but still think Bourne's got the slight edge.
And back to Kepley here. That sliding swing is why he's so good. The walks this summer, it's been great.
Another 2-2 popped up, drifting out of play, and it's going to go over towards the grandstand and land in that grandstand behind the Hyannis dugout. And we've just gotten word that Tristan Levesque is warming up for Bourne in the bullpen. You might remember that name from last year's championship run. He pitched Game 3 against Orleans, the game that gave Bourne their second straight title. 2-2, that one spiked. 3-2 now, and Cam, I know you're excited to see Levesque back in a Bourne uniform.
And Levesque was also fantastic when you talk about him this summer in the CCBL. Tristan pitched so well. He had a sub-2 ERA and was an all-star.
Payoff pitch incoming from Hugus to Kepley. Here it is. It's a hard ground ball to second base. Blake Barthel rounds the baseball, throws to first. That's out number 2 in the 8th. Hugus has retired 4 in a row since giving up that leadoff single to Dalton Bargo in the 7th.
And Hugus right now, just a machine. It's tough to get through Kepley with his 38 walks this summer, but he gets him to ground out. And this 1-2-3 here is big. You send this thing to the 9th, 3 outs to work with, and Bourne right now playing with house money.
Michael DiTallo, the cleanup man with nobody on and 2 away. First pitch fastball from Hugus misses above the zone. How big has this outing been for Griffin Hugus? Well, Ethan McElvain, the starter, only goes 3 innings on 85 pitches. 1-0. Fastball up and out. You don't know exactly what Hugus is going to have. You have a pretty good idea, but the fact that he's been able to go 4 2/3 in this ball game, a must-win game, and will likely get through 5 is huge for Bourne's pitching down the line. To a fastball fouled straight back.
And it's also big for the Bourne Braves pitching staff. If you close out this game, you leave here in a 1-game playoff only using 2 pitchers, and the Braves have had the best pitching staff, probably the deepest staff heading into the postseason.
Hugus again out of the windup, his 2-1. Fly ball to deep right. Jackson drifting back to the warning track. He's camping under it. He makes the catch. It's another 1-2-3 for Hugus. He's coming off the mound with a nod and a smile. He's going to want the ball for the 9th. We'll see what happens. But for now, Bourne against Hyannis, a 5-1 Bravos lead. Bourne 3 outs away from headed back to the West Division Final for a 4th straight season. We head to the 9th next on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Savor the moment with Portside Liquors. Discover a world of fine wines, spirits, and craft beer handpicked for every occasion. From rich reds to smooth spirits, elevate your experience with us. Unwind with excellence. Visit us today at 590A MacArthur Boulevard, where every sip tells a story. Marty Chevrolet is your dealer for the people and proudly supports Bourne Braves baseball. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com and go Braves.
I'm Isaiah Jackson, and you're listening to Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Place at Buzzards Bay is Bourne's premier senior living community, conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us today at Keystone Place at buzzardsbay.com.
We're coming down to the wire here at McKeon Park. Bourne just 3 outs away from a 4th straight trip to the West Division Final, but they get a chance to bat first and add some insurance. It'll be Merrick Houston, Braden Holcomb, and Chase Meggers to try and add to a 5-1 lead in the top of the 9th. Bourne has only given up 1 hit against the Harbor Hawks so far. It would be the second 1-hitter of the season for Bourne against the Harbor Hawks if they can close it out. First pitch of the inning from Casey Hintz, the right-hander. A called strike at the bottom of the zone to Merrick Houston, who's 0 for 3 with a walk and a couple of strikeouts tonight. Hintz comes set. His 0-1 to the plate. Houston takes, and it's a called strike on the inside corner at 87. Hintz was an all-star for this Harbor Hawks squad. Actually got the win in the all-star game for the West Division. 0-2 pitch. Houston goes after it and fouls it off. Hintz only threw it third of an inning in that game, only faced one batter. He came into a tied game 8-8 in the top half of the ninth, and then Kane Kepley, his Hyannis teammate, walked it off in the bottom half. 0-2. Houston takes, makes it 1-2. What an all-star game that was. The East was up 8-4. Hyannis, their guys help the West win 9-8. Houston takes on the 1-2. It's a call at strike 3 at the bottom of the zone as his struggles continue. He's now 0 for 4 tonight with 3 strikeouts and make it now 3 for his last 25 in the last 8 games.
That's been a struggling thing for Houston. Thankfully, this offense has picked him up, and he's been able to still get on base to keep the base streak alive, but it has not been the at-bats that you expect for Houston. Those strikeout numbers climbing.
Came in with 21 in 26 games, now 24 in 27 games. As Braden Holcomb gets his 5th crack at Hyannis pitching. First pitch he sees. Called strike on the outer half. Holcomb's been so aggressive on first pitches this year. It's been successful at times. It's been a flaw in his approach at times as well. But so far tonight, he's been extremely patient. 0-1. Outside, it evens the count.
And just back to June Holcomb to August Holcomb, expanding the zone has been a lot less of a rarity of what we've seen. He's been able to understand his zone, be a lot more patient and selective at the plate.
1-1 with one away, and that's going to hit Holcomb. He spikes the bat and jogs on down to first base. It's the second time that a Bourne player's been hit in the last 2 innings. Blake Barthel was hit to lead off the 8th. Holcomb hit with 1 out in the 9th, and it's the 3rd time this year Holcomb is hit by a pitch.
And McKeon Park, no lead is really safe, especially with this Hyannis offense. 4 runs right now is almost not enough, and we've seen Hugus pitch well. Bourne will probably go to their bullpen. You want that insurance here late.
5-1 Bourne lead in the top half of the 9th. First pitch to Meggers, down and in. Tristan Levesque was warming up for Bourne in the bullpen. Last time he pitched in the Cape League, Game 3 of last year's championship series at Orleans. But you got to think Griffin Hugus pleading to pitch the bottom half of the 9th and go 6 strong and save Levesque maybe for tomorrow.
And that's a likely thing. He's probably pleading that as well, but at the same time, you want to protect Hugus' arm.
1-0 to Meggers, sinker down and away. Make it 2-0 against Bourne's backstop, who had an infield single his last time up. Was thrown out at third base trying to advance on an infield single by Becerra. Becerra waits on deck for Bourne. 2-0 with 1 away. It's a changeup. Called a strike at the bottom of the zone by Mike Hinojosa. That low strike has been called a lot more over the last 2 or 3 innings. Eric Houston, most notably, did not like the call in his last at-bat. 2-1, chopper to the right side. That gets past Saldivar. Meggers started his night 0 for 3. Now 2 hits in his last 2 at-bats to give him a 2 for 5 night.
And just going to the right side. That's an inside pitch. You put it in a really good spot for Salvador not to pick up at second base. And seeing a lot more of these consecutive base runners. Now you go with 3 straight innings with consecutive base runners. And it's not always just been the hits. We've seen the hit by pitch as well. And it sets up Becerra in a good spot.
Tristan Becerra coming to the plate. He also has 2 hits in his last 2 at-bats. 2 for 3 overall with a double back in the 6th. He's scored twice tonight. 2 of the 5 runs Bourne has plated. Looking to add to that in the top half of the 9th in this win-or-go-home game. First pitch from Hintz. Becerra, Baltimore chop up the middle. Miscommunication. Saldivar flips to second. They are going to get the out there. Initially, it looked like Mason White, the shortstop, was going to go get that baseball. Saldivar has to go on the backhand to get it. With an underhand toss, he's able to get the ball to White on a bounce for the second out of the inning. But the runner in Holcomb goes to third. Meggers out at second. Becerra to first.
Love the wording, the Baltimore bounce. Exactly what that was.
Baltimore chop. Say it all the time. Very common terminology back home. And now Garrett Michelle. Runners on the corners, 2 away in the top half of the 9th. First pitch he sees. Slider called a strike. Once again, Casey Hintz on the bump for Hyannis. Struck out the first 3 batters he's faced in a runners on the corners, 2-out jam in the top half of the 9th. And before the next pitch to Michelle, a throw over to first. 0-1 count, 2 away in this 9th inning. Bourne out in front, 5-1, but what one more run could mean for this Bravos squad. Michelle nearly kills his third base coach in Scott Landers with that swing. A foul ball, 97 miles an hour off the bat, just past Coach Landers.
That one is just in and out swing, a lace, and thankfully probably 5-10 feet to the left of Landers.
He's agile. We've seen him hop over there a couple of times throughout the summer. But now an 0-2 pitch from Hintz. It's up and away. The throw goes to second on the stolen base attempt. Bessetta's out. Oh, my goodness. It looked like Bessetta completely got under that tag. Holcomb would have scored easily without even a contested throw to the plate. Bessetta can't believe it. The Bourne fans can't believe it. But at the end of the day, it won't matter if Bourne can get 3 more outs. Griffin Hugus' night is done. It'll be last year's hero in Game 3, Tristan Levesque, to try and get 3 more outs and send Bourne to their 4th straight West Division final. Don't go anywhere. Bottom of the 9th next on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Data Services, or CDS, is an events technology company based in Bourne and a proud supporter of Cape Cod baseball. Since 1986, CDS has been delivering customized solutions to the global trade show industry. Keep up with CDS at cdsreg.com and follow them on Facebook and LinkedIn.
I'm Isaiah Jackson, and you're listening to Bourne Braves Baseball Network. I'm Chris Stanfield, and you're listening to the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Bottom of the 9th inning, 3 more outs, and Bourne goes back to the West Division Finals. Their opponent would be the Katuitt Kettleers after their 7-4 win tonight over the Wareham Gatemen. So if Bourne can get 3 more outs, they head to Lowell Park tomorrow. And the man they're sending out, the hero from last year's Game 3 in the championship series, Tristan Levesque.
And Levesque pitched in 2 games last summer. That one was the biggest in Game 3 against Orleans in the victory. This summer, though, in the NECBL with the Mystic Schooners, 1-1, a 1.84 ERA. Started 7 games with 30 strikeouts at a dominant summer.
Levesque racking the teal glove. His first pitch on the Cape in 2024, a fastball outside. Levesque only made 2 appearances with URI this spring before a season-ending injury against Virginia Tech on the 24th. That's a little funny because they announced over the PA that Clay Grady was coming in to pitch. Of course, the Hokie shortstop. But Levesque got a URI heading into his grad year. Next pitch up and out for ball 2. Levesque replacing Griffin Hugus. He goes 5 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. One of the best pitching performances of the summer, probably the best pitching performance of the summer by a Bourne pitcher. As Levesque gets back into the count with a fastball at the bottom of the zone.
And just a big pitch here to kind of settle his nerves down. Get really rocking there with a strike.
And a pinch hitter for Hyannis in Dawson Bryce. 2-1 to Bryce. He's way out in front of that off speed. You got to think Hyannis doesn't have a scouting report on Levesque. Just got it added to the roster yesterday.
And Bryce, just his 2nd game, his 5th at-bat of his summer.
2-2 from the southpaw. Spikes. Meggers with the scoop, and you got to think now the battery between Levesque and Meggers, they've got to get adjusted to each other. And the rain's still coming down here at McKeon Park. Levesque working out of the windup. His payoff pitch to Bryce. There it is. Swing and a miss. First out of the bottom of the 9th. Make Bourne 2 outs away from a division final appearance.
First out, most important out. We mentioned that time and time again. Levesque with a chase pitch there, and he gets Bryce to chase on just a really good breaking ball. That's out number one. You need two more.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Cannon Peebles, the Tennessee Volunteer, up to bat with one away. First pitch is a foul ball past the glove of Meggers. Peebles tonight 0 for 3 with a strikeout back in the fourth inning. Tristan Levesque on the mound for Bourne. Made 4 appearances with the Bravos last summer. 2 in the regular season, 2 in the postseason. 0-1 with one away. Change up just off the outside corner. Even the count at 1-1. And this rain really starting to come down from McKeon Park. Only 2 more outs, though, that Bourne needs to get. Levesque takes a deep breath, glove at the chin. His 1-1 pitch to the plate, a fastball, again, just missing.
2 really good spots the Bourne fans wanted. You miss on a 50-50 ball in, and then that one a little bit on the outside part of the plate. Another really good spot.
Levesque takes a deep breath, working from the middle of the rubber. His 2-1 pitch, slider. That's a called strike on the outside corner. We've seen the fastball, the changeup, and the slider so far for the rising grad student out of URI, who's primarily a starter at Rhode Island. 31 starts in the last 3 seasons. 2-2 pitch with one away. A one-hopper past the glove of Holcomb and into left field. Just the second hit of the ball game for Hyannis, and it's a scorcher. 94 miles an hour off the bat of Cannon Peebles as the Harbor Hawks now have a lick of life here in the bottom of the ninth.
89 pitch. You just miss a little bit too much over the heart of the plate. Good swing from Peebles, and almost a fantastic play from Holcomb trying to have that 50-50 scoop. But now you set up the double play. Still a lot of runs to work with here for the Harbor Hawks. They haven't had the consistent base runners or hits here tonight. They'll have to do it for the first time here in bottom 9.
Back-to-back Tennessee Volunteers to the plate. Peebles with that single. Now Dalton Bargo coming to the plate. First pitch from Levesque, slider way outside. A great block by Meggers to keep it in front. And the bottom line, this run that's at first base right now doesn't matter if you're Tristan Levesque. You have to focus on the batter at hand. That's Dalton Bargo hitting from the left side, who's 1 for 2 tonight with a single and a walk. Left-on-left matchup. One away in the bottom of the ninth. A 5-1 Bourne lead. 1-0 pitch. Deep fly ball to straightaway center field. Stanfield loses the hat. He's at the warning track, and he makes the catch. Once again, the wind playing a huge factor here tonight at McKeon Park. Everybody here that's a Bourne fan can take a sigh of relief, and now Bourne needs 1 more out.
And Stanfield also flipped off his hat purposely, it looked like there, to make that play, but it just stays in. And another pinch hitter here. Looks like Blake Cavell will step in. And quick note on Cavell, his last appearance, 3 for 4 with a solo homer against the Gatemen, but has not played in his last game against YD. But Stanfield, crucial play, and the weather helping out the Braves there.
Cavell replaced Saldivar, who replaced Acosta earlier in this game. The Bourne fans on their feet at McKeon Park. The Bravos need 1 more out to end the Harbor Hawks season. Levesque working out of the stretch with the runner at first. His first pitch to Cavell, a fastball down and out. The Hyannis fans also into it on the other side of the diamond. The dugout quiet for the Harbor Hawks. Tristan Levesque making his first appearance for Bourne since Game 3 of last year's championship. 1-0 fastball, that finds the middle of the zone.
And his energy has been there all night, and now you need it here, trying to just push Levesque forward in his first appearance in the biggest spot for the Braves.
Rhode Island, baby,
1-1 pitch from Tristan Levesque, the southpaw. Here it is. Cavell fouls it straight back. Make Bourne 1 strike away from victory in the first round. Cannon Peebles with that 1-out single. He leads off of first base. Blake Cavell, the pinch hitter for Hyannis, representing their last hope. Let's go Braves chants coming in from the fans at McKeon Park. Levesque's 1-2, fouled straight back. You can feel the energy as Bourne looks to go back to the West Division Finals.
That rain comes down, but the Braves looking to shine bright right here and win a sudden death baseball game against number 1.
Tristan Levesque comes set at the belt. 3 rocks to a set. Checks off the runner. His 1-2 pitch. Down and away. We live to see another pitch. It's 2-2. Bourne needs 1 more out to advance to the West Division Finals. Hyannis One strike away from their season coming to a close. Levesque gets the sign, comes set at the belt once again. Checks the runner at first in Peebles. And another foul ball by Blake Cavill. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away in the bottom of the 9th.
And Cavill fighting for the Hyannis season right here. A team that's been the 1 seed, second hottest team in the Cape coming in. Second best record on Cape Cod, but it comes down to this pitch right here, this at-bat. This is it for the Harbor Hawks season.
2-2 count, 2 away, bottom half of the 9th. Tristan Levesque comes set. His pitch. Fastball misses up and out. It's now a full count with 2 away, and the rain, of course, right on cue, falling even harder.
This anticipation, man.
Hyannis, they're on the fence, their season on the line. Levesque in a full count against Cavill. Here's his payoff. Just misses down low. Could have been a backwards K to send Hyannis home, but instead the pinch hitter and Cavill will reach first base.
Fighting for their season. What an at-bat there from Cavill. He wins the battle on a 7-pitch AB. And now Mason White in. Now you have that tying runner that's going to be in the on-deck circle. Hyannis here, just you need these consecutive base runners. You need to work ABs.
Now a runner at second and first for the Harbor Hawks. 2 away still in the bottom of the 9th. Levesque's pitch, the first pitch to Mason White, a slider down and away. Once again, the tying run now in the on-deck circle. It's the leadoff hitter in Jackson West. Mason White at the plate for Hyannis. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Levesque 2 rocks to a set at the belt. His 1-0 pitch to White. Fouled away over the grandstand beyond the Hyannis dugout.
And you like from Levesque here, keeping these balls very low in the zone. That's where you can get in the least trouble right now and not wanting to allow that one swing to change a baseball game.
Cannon Peebles, the runner at second. Blake Cavill, the runner at first for the Harbor Hawks. 5-1 Bourne lead in the bottom of the 9th. Levesque sets his 1-1 to the plate. Foul ball by Mason White, and once again, Bourne 1 strike away. Bourne has not lost to Hyannis this summer. 3 wins, 2 ties. They're 1 strike away from sweeping the Harbor Hawks and winning the 1-game playoff. Bourne fans get into it. Levesque comes set. His 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss! Ball game! For the 4th straight season, Bourne heads to the West Division Finals as they take down the Harbor Hawks 5-1.
And the Braves, once again, finding ways to win heading into August. They have yet to lose this month. 1-game playoff on the road against the number 1 seed. And Bourne gets it done. And they do it in a lot of different ways. The offense here tonight needed a few big swings, but your player of the game has got to go to Griffin Hugus. You come out of the bullpen where a reliever is asked in a spot like this to go 5 innings after McIlvain goes 3. 5 innings of 1-hit baseball on 6 strikeouts for the guy to Miami. And Bourne continues to move on. They play a sudden death game, which is so tough to do, and they get it done.
Triumph on the Bourne side, heartbreak on the Hyannis side. The Bravos end the Harbor Hawks season for a 3rd straight year. The last 2 came in the West Division Finals. This year it comes with the new format in the 1-game playoff. And now tomorrow night, Lowell Park, Game 1 of the West Division Finals. It's Bourne, it's Katuitt for all the marbles.
And Bourne and Katuitt have had some good matchups this season. Katuitt took the first 3. The Braves took the last 2. And a game that is going to be exciting but also hostile when it comes to Lowell Park if that game is played tomorrow for a 4 p.m. start because of all the rain that's in the forecast. But just back to this game here. Very tough to do to win a game on the road in a 1-game playoff, but this Braves squad, hot at the right time. They're using different ways to win baseball games. Chris Stanfield has not been one of the hottest hitters on this Braves roster, but he's done it against Hyannis. Bourne asking different players in different games to step up. Tonight you get Stanfield and Hugus. Other nights it's been Holcomb. That's what championship teams do.
5-1 the final here tonight from McKeon Park. Griffin Hugus will get the win with that 5-inning performance where he gets 6 strikeouts. The offensive heroes, as Cam mentioned, Chris Stanfield with that 2-run home run, Blake Barthel with a 2-for-2 day, a sack bunt, 2 singles, including an RBI. He was also hit by a pitch and stole a base. And what a performance it was. Bourne finishes off the regular season on a 3-game winning streak for the second consecutive year. Last year, they took that momentum all the way to Game 3 of the championship series at Eldridge Park against Orleans, and here they had to win this game. It was a must-win, win or go home against the Harbor Hawks. Bourne ends Hyannis' season with a 5-1 victory, and they take on the Kettleers tomorrow from Lowell Park. Well, that's going to do it for us here after this one-game playoff between Bourne and Hyannis, and some recognition coming your way. For our producer, Jeremy Gay, always doing a great job. Our sideline reporter, Adam Gotkin, who gave us the updates throughout the night. My right-hand man, Cam Manna. I'm Nathan Schwartz saying so long and talk to you tomorrow from Lowell Park. Bourne advances to the West Division Final with a 5-1 win over Hyannis.